And we are back. Couch Company Podcast. I'm John. With me as always, Tyler.
Hi. Hey,
And-
hi. Hello.
Are you done?
Greetings.
All right.
Salutations.
And special guest, birthday boy almost, Calvin.
Hey, how's it going, Couch Company crew?
It's Tuesday. So, people
Yeah.
listening to this, it is, in fact, today is your birthday. So,
Yes.
happy birthday. Truly.
Thank you. I am now 28 years old.
How does it feel?
I feel a little bit older, and I think my knees creak a little bit more, but that's about
Your
it.
knee just, like I thought it blew up there, dude, in the kitchen. Like
I
he
just,
squatted down and
Crack.
crack.
Guess
Yikes.
what? Gets
What?
worse.
It does?
Gets worse.
No,
Oh,
you hit
wonderful.
30, dude, and then it's like a renaissance for your
okay.
body. That's what I heard.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, no.
After
Did that not happen to you?
25?
Did that not happen to you?
25 peak.
Interesting.
That's
And then
not
it's just
true.
downhill.
See, my dad
28's
always...
peak, I think.
For maybe women.
No. Like I think you get your strongest point at 28, like
Okay.
27, 28.
All right. So,
So
how
you're
do you
talking
feel?
like physically.
Yeah, I
600
think so.
days,
Okay.
600 days past your prime.
I feel pretty good. I can, lift things with no issue. I have some manual labor jobs that I do, and I don't get tired doing them.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like I don't feel too physically old.
I mean, that's good.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
good.
Maybe it's a you thing, Ty.
Maybe.
Maybe your body's just broken.
Do you play instruments?
No. Well, I mean, I was in the percussion section in middle school band, but I have not.
I was going to say there's a flag football team that you could
flag
maybe
football.
play with, and we could
Yeah.
test that theory.
Only one person broke his arm.
Only one.
Only one.
Are we
That's it.
shooting for two?
No.
No,
Okay.
I just
That's a good number, though.
People,
That's less than two.
people
Yeah.
that say they feel great that are younger than me. It's like, yeah, sure.
It's my life mission to feel as good as possible. Like you ask me why I go to the gym. It's that when I'm your age, I still feel good and I can tell you about it.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
then you're just like, oh, crap.
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't have had that extra Twinkie.
I don't know.
I don't
mean,
like Twinkies.
I
Not a
I
Twinkie
knew
guy?
anything I was
No.
going to say, you were
No.
going to say it.
Interesting.
Like I should
You
have
should've
said
pizza.
butterscotch.
Pizza.
Yeah, but I wanted to I don't know.
I was gonna say, I mean, I'm pretty physically active with like cardio, and that's really about all the exercise that I do at this point. And I like to think
All right,
that
we
that
get
helps.
it, dude.
You know?
You're married. Like, relax, bro. Jeez, this guy.
You know what I had today?
What?
I had, what?
Is it related to what we're talking about?
For food. For food.
Oh, okay, okay.
yeah.
Food,
is that
food,
what they're
food,
calling
food,
it now?
Yeah. I had a double quarter pounder with cheese.
Nice. I
Damn.
I will stand by it. I think that is the single greatest McDonald's offering.
I can, yeah, I can get behind that.
Well, because what's
Yeah.
it, the Kai Cenat super Big Mac meal is going on right now, and so it's been, at least in my workplace, creating a lot of discussion about McDonald's and whether the Big Mac or the quarter pounder is better. And I always say the double quarter pounder is the best, and I will stand by that.
I agree.
Yeah.
I disagree because obviously I would disagree with that.
Yeah.
I love the Big Mac, but I'm not mad about it.
No. I mean,
not
if
mad
you
at
think the
you.
Big Mac is better, then that's your opinion.
You know me, I'm not a ketchup mustard guy, so
Right.
like it really comes down to the sauce for me, and I love the Big Mac
Let
sauce.
me throw this out there.
All right, throw it out there.
You could take a quarter pounder
No,
and put the special
Nope,
sauce
too much work.
and the lettuce.
Way
and
too much
You
work.
could literally take all of the accoutrement of the.
I don't even know.
Big Mac.
I don't even know.
You could take all the condiments
Yeah.
of Big Mac,
I know.
put it on a quarter pounder with cheese.
No,
But that
It's
is
not
a-
a quarter
that's-
pounder with cheese.
I'll tell you this,
No,
Tyler.
100%. But what I'm saying is, if you're going by like taste and everything, I think a quarter pounder with cheese, both in mouthfeel and feeling full and all, like I think that is a better ratio than a Big Mac.
There's too much bread in a Big Mac.
There's too much bread and the patties are tiny.
Yeah.
Now, if you were going to say, hey, here's a double quarter pounder Big Mac, you just use the quarter pounder meats.
You guys remember the Grand Mac they had for a little bit?
Maybe
No.
that's what I'm talking about.
It was a bigger Big Mac.
Yeah, it's probably the quarter pounder patties on a Big Mac.
Yeah, and it was awesome.
Yeah. Sure.
So
Okay, but
look,
then that's the
I'm
thing.
with you on that,
Yeah.
but that's way too much work for me to do that. Why would I don't go to McDonald's to do extra work.
A question is, why is McDonald's stuff better than Eaton Park's Super Burger?
I think it is. I know they say they don't have any MSG, but I think it's got to be MSG. Like you're somebody's lying about it because there's no
Yeah.
chance that the McDonald's burger tastes as meaty as it does without a little bit of some good old fashioned monosodium glutamate.
Maybe, I don't
Just
know.
pull that
I like the super. I'd like it on the
Yeah,
record
big
that I
word.
also
Jet-
like the Super Burger, and I get that at
The Black
Eaton
Angus
Park.
Super Burger.
Yes,
Yeah.
I get that at Eaton Park.
Yeah.
That's what I get.
Right.
So
Which,
I'm a fan of
which
both.
is a quarter pounder.
I'm a fan of both.
See, I'm a whale of a cod guy if I go to
Ooh, that's
Eaton
what I
Park.
get for Lent.
Yeah,
Every
only
Friday
on-
we get that
only
for
on
Lent.
Fridays, yeah.
Dude.
Although
that's a good one.
Eaton Park's not the go-to for Lent. I feel
No.
like you got your Arby's. The Arby's fish sandwich is actually pretty good. And then for McDonald's, you had 2 for $4. Which
Yeah, it's
I don't
my-
know. To be fair, I don't know if that's still a thing, but that used to be.
It's my parents. So like my dad got a coupon once for Eaton Park
Yeah.
for Friday for fish. And now he just goes there every
yeah.
Friday.
That's
like,
just the habit.
Sure.
I don't know what it is, man. Like you get one deal and then it's just, they're locked in.
Yeah.
So like that's, marketing. Those are the targets. Those kinds of people.
Those kinds of people.
You just got to get them once.
People
and it's
over
like,
30.
Oh, if I go to Eaton Park, I'm going to save money.
Yeah.
Good brand loyalty.
I guess so. Yeah, I don't know. But I will say it works the other direction as well, where if you mess something up for him, he'll never forgive you.
Never.
I haven't been to KFC with him since I was like 8 years old.
What was the
They messed up his chicken, bro. I don't know. They gave him the
Interesting.
wrong thing.
Yep.
He never went back. He hasn't had KFC in like 30 years, dude.
Yeah. My
That's
parents,
mathematically impossible, but like still, the point stands.
My parents swore off Bob Evans. Is their
Bob
their
Evans.
thing. 'Cause they went down, they sat down,
Yeah.
waiter forgot about them,
Dang.
and then my dad was
Yeah.
like, nope, got
Yeah.
up, left. That was it.
It's just one bad day, one slip up. You
Yep.
lose someone for life.
Yeah.
See, it's kind of purgatory for me. Not that I've had like one bad experience, but I've been like consistently just not blown away for the price point of purgatory. I think that like, and this is kind of generally with a lot of other foods where I'm like, why would I go out for like the mid-tier price point option when it's only a bit more expensive than it's a bit more expensive than fast food and only a little bit better. Like I would much rather go to like a really nice place than go out to like an Applebee's or a Burgatory or something like that.
What if you want a burger, though?
I would go
Five
to
Guys.
McDonald's or honestly Sheetz. Like the Sheetz has that burger. If you go at night where you get 4 jalapeno poppers and a single cheeseburger for $6, which is a deal.
Ooh.
Do you have to
It's
say
not the
that?
dollar
Or
hot
not
dogs,
listening?
though.
No, I mean, so it's
Okay.
it's 2 for $6. So you get like an entree type thing and then a side.
Yeah.
So you could get like
Yeah.
2
Oh,
hot
the late
dogs
night
and
bites.
fries. Yeah, late
Yeah.
night
Yeah,
bites.
dude, I do that all the time.
But a burger at Sheetz?
Oh,
It's
I get
not
a
bad.
burger all the time.
I know.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
But I love it.
Do you want to know how they're
I like the
cooked?
slider.
No. No, I don't.
Probably, they
That'll
taste
ruin my
microwaved.
life. Yeah.
Honestly.
They are microwaved and then thrown into
Yeah.
a hot
Little-
hold thing,
yep.
little Duke, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
They're not
McDonald's
good.
is not good, but I'll give at least McDonald's presses 2 buttons and then the giant grill comes down and you get some sizzling.
Nice.
That's at least better than a microwave.
Dude, Five Guys is just the best, though.
Yeah.
yeah, but the
easily.
price point.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
but I would pay that for Five Guys
Yeah,
because I'm actually on the train now. I used to love Five Guys for the fries, and now I'm like, too many fries from Five Guys, and I'm just like, I'm good. Now I don't even want a double cheeseburger. Give me 2 singles.
2 singles.
And granted, that's more calories than I can consume in a day, but that is better than anything I've
Now,
had.
do you get them the same way or is
Yeah.
it like a variety
Nope.
type of thing? Okay.
No, same thing. Same exact thing.
Because I find myself with like chicken sandwiches sometimes. If I want to, if I want to get like 2 smaller, like 2, I make sure to get like different ones so I have different flavor profiles. But that's maybe just me.
No, I mean, that's completely fair. I just, I don't know. Five Guys is the place to beat in my mind. Like I've yet to have a burger that's like, oh, this is better.
Have you had their hot dogs?
No.
I like how
I watched,
they cut them open. You know,
Sure.
yeah, you get that nice crispy bits. They're nice.
Yeah. Okay.
Jeff had
You
a
know-
hot dog
Yeah.
the other day.
Yeah, Jeff
It was
got-
blasphemous, but yeah, he said it wasn't worth it.
No, I mean I would definitely if I'm going to go to Five Guys, I'm going to get a burger.
How much is a hot dog? Like $8?
Why would you go out and get
That's
a
like
hot
6.
dog?
$6 for a
Yeah.
hot dog?
Like even I can make a hot dog.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right, and you don't cook, right?
Not really,
Right.
but I can make a hot dog.
If you microwave them long enough, they'll split
like, is
open
a hot
for
dog
you.
at a
Yeah.
restaurant really going to be that much better than a hot dog you can make your own?
So out in Springdale, near where my house is, there's this place called Pittsburgh Hot Dog Shop, and they have like special natural casing hot dogs, and I would say that is genuinely worth going out for. But otherwise,
What's
I
a
agree.
natural case?
So you get like the actual like snapping, so it's like intestines instead of like something like artificial that a lot of hot dogs use.
That sounds gross.
It's
when you put it
delicious.
that way, but like,
It's
like- you like
keep skin on
bratwurst?
it, like
yeah.
chicken or something, yeah.
Okay, I've had
Yeah.
hot dogs like that. They're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Crunchy, little crunch.
The hot dog
The
shop
snap.
in
snap.
Cranberry, and it's not very good.
No.
Oh, really?
It's really
Dwayne swears by it, dude. He
In
loves
Cranberry?
it. Oh no, he is that Brighton hot dog
Brighton.
shop?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's in Cranberry. I'm sure they have
Oh.
other ones.
Well, he's near or no, he's not.
No, he's not.
It must be a different one then.
Yeah.
I thought they were all the same though.
Aren't like Dwayne and Jeff out in Beaver?
Jeff's in Beaver, Dwayne's in what?
Let's give their actual addresses. This will be good for.
Monroeville.
I don't know. The one in Cranberry is rough. Like we went there, we got it, and it was just like. Actually, no. We went to the one in Robinson, and it was not good. It was pretty bad. Yeah.
I'll never go out and get a hot dog. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Not
it's-
even to Sheets?
Oh, I mean, look, hey.
But no. He said get a hot dog. If they're giving away hot dogs,
Yeah.
there's a difference.
Thank you, Tyler. Thank
Fair.
you.
That's a fair point.
There's a
The
difference
dollar
between
hot dogs, $1 for 2 hot dogs was the craziest deal. Every time I walked into that store, I would get that.
So
Even if I
Sheetz,
wasn't hungry.
they give a 50% discount. So I get 2 hot dogs for 50 cents.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
But
Dangerous.
they're not doing it anymore. I don't think.
They are.
They are?
Yeah.
I don't see it advertised anymore.
Well, I mean, it's I don't think they're trying to get people to come in for them anymore because it's definitely a loss, right?
Sure.
Like the Costco
Is it really?
rotisserie chicken, like a loss leader.
It's probably close. Hot dogs are not expensive.
I mean, you
No.
get.
especially if you're buying in bulk.
True.
You know what I mean?
I guess. Yeah.
I think they come in like a package of like 50.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you're probably, I would imagine, being
Still
close to
getting up,
even.
yeah.
50 cents a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got to think about everything. Like you got to think about like
Ketchup, mustard,
Thinking about everything
onions,
is a lot to
buns.
think about.
ketchup, mustard,
jalapenos.
like have it your way type of thing.
Yeah.
Like all of that stuff.
Yeah, but
on
that
there.
applies to anything. You need that stuff for other things anyways.
No, yeah, sure. But I'm
And the
just
hot
saying.
dog's less surface area than like a burger, so you're
right?
saving.
But it still increases the amount that you use on a given.
Not for me. I go plain, so I'm not
well,
factoring
then-
into
Plain,
that.
you're not even like mustard?
They are,
Nope.
they are truly losing
I
money.
eat plain hot dogs. How did you not know that?
I know
You
you don't eat
definitely
ketchup.
should have
I
known
know
that.
you don't eat ketchup.
I don't eat ketchup.
But
I eat
like,
hot dogs
no
plain.
mustard, no relish, no onions.
No.
Crazy.
Although whenever I get the late night bites and I get the hot dogs, it's chili dogs for some reason.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not upset at that. I'll
chili-
do a chili dog.
Chili dogs are okay.
Dude, every time I eat a chili dog, have you ever seen, this is more of a Calvin, you're a little bit too old.
Maybe.
Is that the correct
Maybe.
term?
Yeah, maybe. Let's see.
Codename Kids Next Door?
I knew exactly
I
where you were
know
going
what
with
you're
that.
doing.
Number 2.
Number 2, dude. Every time I eat a chili dog, man.
Whatever.
You know what I'm talking about, right, Tyler?
I do know what you're talking about. But
Yes, fellow kids.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember
What's up, youngsters?
What's that meme?
It's Steve Buscemi.
yeah.
And, he's got like instead of AC/DC, it says rock band.
Yeah, that's a
The
great
skateboard.
meme. I just watched Reservoir Dogs. He's great.
Fantastic.
He's great in that. He's my favorite character in that for sure.
Speaking of movies,
Yeah.
how do you feel about early 2000s comedies?
Oh,
wow.
we're pulling this out right
Yeah,
now.
I don't know. I mean, it
Too
might
late
have,
now.
I may have skipped a
Sorry,
step.
cat
Nope, that's
out of the
fine.
bag. It's nostalgic.
Okay.
I'll give you that. They're nostalgic. Some of them hold up, I think. Some of them really don't at all.
Some of them are quite bad.
Some of them are quite bad. Some of them you can't air anymore, probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So great segue. We're going to be doing top 5 comedy movies of the 2000s. Now, Calvin said early 2000s, which is not true. We're doing all the 2000s,
Yeah,
I think.
I would argue we're still in the early 2000s in 2024.
Right.
Okay.
But we're talking about from 2000 to 2009.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
The O's.
The aughts.
Aughts.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah, I declined that.
The naughty Audis.
Definitely
I declined that one.
Yeah, okay.
But I keep
okay.
trying to go with you, and then you're like, Sheets burgers are great. And it's like, oh, God.
Hey,
all right.
I'm on the Sheets Burger
Yeah.
train, okay? I will admit they're not good, but I still get them.
Yeah.
You ever do that? Like, you're just
Yeah.
glutton for punishment.
Oh, I get the sliders all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not now, but yeah.
Actually, I had like a crunchy thing in my slider once. I think it was like a tooth.
Sure.
This one wasn't like a whole tooth,
if it
but
was
it
a
was
tooth-
like, it felt like a bit of a tooth.
It's probably
And I
bone.
never got
It's
the
probably
sliders
bone.
after that,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
It's probably like a bone or
Or
something.
like a filling. Maybe someone's filling came out.
It wasn't big. It was really small.
Maybe it was like
a
a really bad onion.
little pebble.
Little-
It felt like a fucking rock, dude. Like I broke my tooth on it. It was bad.
Yeah.
I didn't actually break my tooth on it,
Oh,
but
that's
it
good.
hurt. I was like, oh, what the fuck? I ate the rest of the burger because I'm
Right.
like, I'm not gonna waste food.
I'll be
Oh,
under
in a
240
burger.
next.
That's
It wasn't a burger. It was a slider. That's why I don't get the sliders
like the
anymore.
burger slider or the chicken slider?
Burger slider.
Burger slider.
It was the fucking late night bites, dude. You're really just flipping a coin on that shit.
Like when you go there, nothing good happens after 2
No,
a.m.
bro.
Like, you can't. I don't
That's what
know,
my
it's
dad
not-
always told me. It's
Yeah.
like when the sun goes down, nothing good
That's
happens,
it.
dude. You
It's
got to go
bad.
home. I'm
Yeah.
like, nah. I learned the hard way.
Whatever.
All right, 2000s
Yep.
comedy movies. We haven't done a top 5 in a while.
Yeah.
So I'm
Did we
gonna
do one this year?
probably.
Okay.
I don't remember what it is.
All right, well,
Our
we gotta get back
Pokemon's
into
coming
that.
up, though. I need to learn what the Gen 4 Pokemon are.
Dude, that's
yeah.
Sinnoh region. That's the best region, bro.
All right,
Never
we'll get
played
that.
it.
That's Diamond and
I
Pearl. You
stopped
didn't play
after
Diamond and Pearl?
Nah, I stopped after Sapphire.
Okay.
We'll get
all right.
Calvin back on for that one just so he can.
I was gonna say I played a
us.
ton of Diamond and Pearl.
People hate our Pokemon rankings.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
are abysmal.
So actually, Diamond and Pearl was the last Pokemon
you
game
played
that
it.
I played it. Yeah.
So you're good.
Yeah.
You're good on that.
We'll see.
But you didn't play 2 or 3?
No.
That's really.
I was gonna say I truthfully did not play 2 until Heart Gold and Soul Silver, which was also Gen 4. I went from red and green to, or I got at red, and then I had Sapphire, and then I got Pearl, and then I got Soul Silver. I
Okay.
still have Soul Silver.
I was trying to
you
see
good.
if I could play it on my Switch, and I cannot play it on my Switch. Which
That's going to be a
is-
Switch 2 thing. My
Fuck,
prediction.
Backwards compatibility.
No, get out of here. No, they're going to make you pay.
Oh, okay.
Like significant
I'd pay for it.
monies. Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
I
I'm not
think
gonna pay
everyone will.
significant. How much is significant?
I think what they're going to do.
60?
Well, no, it's what $50 a year right now for the Nintendo Online plus the extended thing. I think it's like
I hate that model, dude.
I know, but
what PlayStation's doing.
Look at I know. Sorry, we'll get to the movies. Look at Microsoft.
Yep.
Look at Sony.
Yep.
Look at how much they're making you pay for their year. It used to be 60, now it's 120 or whatever.
How much is Game Pass now?
Game Pass is $15 a month now if you're a
Okay.
console, and I think you have to get that, or you can do like a one step down, but then you don't get any day one releases.
Okay, and then you're talking about like Xbox Live Gold. Is that like
That's
still a thing?
looped into it.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's all their past now.
Interesting.
They have like
Yeah.
tiers or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But so does Sony. So it's like, oh, okay, they're going to go that model. So Nintendo's looking at that and they're like, okay, well, we already gave them N64 and everything else. So it's like, what's next? Big rumor is GameCube. And then in my mind, it's like, dude, they're going to take all of the Pokemon games and they're going to say, hey, for another 30 a month or 20 a month or I shouldn't say month, a year or whatever.
Yeah.
And all Pokemon games open for you.
Yep.
That's what they're going to do. I
Yeah,
guarantee it.
you're right. You're right. You're probably right. That sucks though. I just want to buy the ones I played as a kid.
The only way I could see that being good is if they use everything, including gold and blue and all of the old ones. If they put that in with Pokemon Home compatibility,
Interesting.
then I could see that where it's like, okay, you can take all the OG stuff, move them all the way through. Like, I'd be down for that.
Okay.
Yeah. And they've already done, like with Castlevania, they already went back and redid the DS games
Okay.
and re-released those as a collection, which means they can do that with Pokemon games. So like Heart Gold, Soul Silver, none of that is like oh, it can only be on the DS console. They could work around it. Just gonna take some effort.
I gotcha. So then, just a formatting question, since I may have jumped the gun a bit on the top 5, since we're talking about video games, do we want to talk about the other video game, or are we going to do that
No.
after the
It's
top
too
5?
late. You did
We-
top 5. We
we're
can't
in.
keep jumping.
We're in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we haven't done a top 5 in a while. Tyler, you're our rules guy.
Yeah.
What rules do we have, if any, parameters for this top 5?
Okay. So
Has to
You
be
mentioned
2000 to 2009.
yes.
Obviously.
Yep.
Can the movie be animated?
So
No.
I don't have any animated movies on my list.
neither do I. I think they are open. I think
So
comedy
it's
is comedy.
Comedy is comedy.
Right.
Oh, I have a good one then.
Okay.
So
All right.
if comedy is in the genre,
Yeah.
accounts.
Okay.
Perfect.
So romantic.
According to what-
romantic comedies.
I don't have any of those.
I
but-
have a few of those.
I have a few romantic
Actually, I
comedies.
probably have a few of those. All right.
Heist comedies.
Can you give an just honest?
I know exactly what he's trying to put in here.
I just
I know exactly what he's trying to put in here. All
Put it
right.
out there. You never watched Snatch?
No.
Oh, okay, that's very good.
Interesting.
That's my.
I mean,
example.
yeah, if comedy's in it, so comedy's in the genre,
Yeah.
we're good to go.
Great.
All right.
Those are the
Perfect.
rules.
Okay, who wants to kick it off?
I think our guest can.
All right.
All right. Let's see. I'm going to start at the bottom of my list for no reason. Zombieland.
Yeah, that's on mine. It's on mine
that's-
as well. Yeah.
That's on my not list, but my secondary.
It's like 2009.
I have like a squad, a B squad.
Yeah, it's like one of the last years for the list. I was going through it. I was thinking about, because honestly, I was just kind of going through Wikipedia pages and like related actors, and I was like, oh yeah, they were in tons of these, like, this specific type of movie. And then I got to Jesse Eisenberg, and I was like, oh yeah, because another one I have on here is Adventureland. So it was like Adventureland, Zombieland, two like really solid classic movies, and then like Zombieland even warranted a sequel. Granted, like, what was it, like 12 years later, but still.
Yeah. Well, everything gets a sequel nowadays. I don't think that's anything crazy. Let me ask you this. Do you think it's top 10 material?
Top 10? No.
Okay.
No.
So
I like
honorable
Zombieland,
mention,
and funny enough, it's my cousin's favorite movie of all time, dude.
Which is
always
that's a
blows
big
my
red
mind.
flag right there.
Yeah, true.
Wait, Nate or Ashley?
Nate,
Okay.
Yeah.
it's weird,
I don't know.
weird 1-2.
I was thinking. I mean, I don't know any of your other cousins besides those two. To be fair,
So it's a shot in the dark.
yeah.
Sure, all right.
Out of your
you
several
got it.
cousins, yeah.
But, which is wild because Nate, you would think he's like really critical on like the technical aspect of the guns and stuff.
I would need to have him rewatch it.
Yeah.
And get a.
He says
get a
he
feel
can
for
watch
it.
like that's the movie he could put on,
Yeah.
laugh every time, loves it.
Which is great. Like
Yeah.
good.
Maybe it's like really accurate. Maybe that's why he likes it, or maybe it's just funny.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Jesse Eisenberg is a hit or miss for me. Like, I think he's a good actor. I just don't like him very much.
I think he's a much better in an ensemble cast, like in Zombieland, where it's not like he's the clear
Yeah.
main character, where they have like other people to shine. Because like I think about like the Facebook, which why the Facebook for the movie title, but he was like pretty weak in that, and it was really focused on him compared to like they had like Justin Timberlake and Andrew Garfield in that movie, and they barely got any screen time. So I like
Just like
him
in
better.
real life.
It's the Social Network.
Oh, the
Not
Social
Facebook.
Network,
Yeah.
the Facebook.
The
Yeah.
Facebook.
I'm sure.
I was like, I don't think that's the title.
I'm sure you can't put Facebook in a title without
That's
some
definitely
litigation.
Social Network.
Yeah, I think he plays the same guy every movie. No,
More or less.
more or
Yeah.
less.
and he ruined Lex Luthor for me. So
Also,
That's fair.
he was like,
So,
it was so bad.
Here's my thing. So I see your Zombieland. Can I I'll put in air quotes because I think it's a raise. What about
Okay.
Shaun of the Dead?
I think Shaun of the Dead is definitely better than Zombieland.
I agree.
I Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, they're fantastic, and like that trilogy of movies, or unofficial trilogy, is like really solid.
Yeah. I think
I've
Shaun of
never
the Dead
seen
being
it.
the best. You never saw Shaun of the Dead?
Really?
Oh, okay.
No.
It's like
All
a
right.
very, very British zombie movie.
Yeah.
It's better than Zombieland.
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like dry humor.
The more I age, the more I like Simon Pegg.
Interesting.
I don't know why, because I did not really care for him.
Is
like,
your
when I was
just
younger.
your sense of humor getting drier,
I
like a
think so.
wine?
I think so. Yeah.
Nice.
Does wine get drier as it ages?
I think so, right?
I don't know.
Oh, you're asking
I
the
asked
wrong
you
guy.
that.
Yeah.
Am I still the research department?
It's been
Yeah.
MIA.
All right, wait.
Okay, Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead was
Do you
mine.
think that's like an actual contender?
Not well. If you haven't seen it, then no.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
People are gonna get really mad.
Yeah.
And I do want to apologize in advance that I've never seen Zoolander. I don't know if it's on your
No,
guys'
it's fine.
list
No, I don't care.
because I got berated for this.
Yeah.
For like 30 minutes straight for never seeing that movie. Apparently, it's. Like
I've
the best
also
movie.
never seen Zoolander.
Look,
Okay,
It's a bad
Thank
movie.
you. It came out when I was fucking four.
No, Zoolander
okay.
is a bad movie.
Whoa! I didn't say that.
don't care.
Jeff.
No, I don't
I didn't
care.
say that.
I don't care.
Jeff. My hands are up. I didn't say that.
I'm not saying it's not funny. It's a bad movie. Like it's
Yeah.
just like okay, like,
And that's
whatever.
why it's funny, or what?
Yeah, it's just
Okay.
like it's just dumb. Like everyone's good in it. It's fine. Do I think that it's like top comedy gold?
No.
No.
Okay.
And then yes, wine does get drier over time.
Great. Well, there you go.
All right. Perfect. Do you like dry wine?
I like a Cabernet Sauvignon. I'm a big fan of that, but that's about as dry as I go.
I don't like wine.
Really? At all?
No.
I generally don't drink wine. Sometimes I'll dip my toe in. Not actually. That's an expression. But it makes you feel a little fancy sometimes. They give me the word, like the sweet ones give me the worst hangovers though. So I don't
Oh yeah,
go for those.
because they're full of tannins.
Tannins, dude.
Yep.
So give us a
All right,
comedy that
do we
you
want
actually
do we want a
see.
heavy hitter or do we want the B team? What do you guys
We've
want?
been giving underhanded ones. We'll do softball and then maybe throw some. We gotta put
Softball?
something on the
Softball?
list. Yeah. I want.
This isn't a softball.
Well, then give me
I
something
just-
from your A team. I want something.
You want an A?
I want to
Yeah.
type something on the list.
All right, here we
Yeah.
go. Dodgeball.
Yeah, I have that on my list.
Dodgeball, Tale of an Underdog.
I think it's an underdog story.
Something like that,
Yeah.
but it's a great movie.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
And I didn't realize this until like I watched it again. It is so short. It's like a 90-minute movie.
Dodgeball?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very concise. This is the thing about the early 2000s or the 2000s in general. They
That's the
are
air
efficient
conditioning thing.
with their time. They get through movies, man. They cook.
Yes.
All right. You don't have 2.5 hour
well-paced.
movies. It's like 90 minutes, dude, and you're out.
Well, you know why they do that nowadays is because you have people that hem and haw over, all right, well, like, is the length of a movie worth the cost that I'm paying? And they put, like, length of enjoyment with cost is, like, some sort of equation. That's the reason why movies are so bloated nowadays.
Interesting.
But I digress. What else you got going on?
I don't have a comment for that.
That's fine.
little snippy remark.
No.
You don't like short ass movies?
I love efficient movies.
That was,
Okay.
that was underhanded.
All right, for reference,
Jab
I
it.
was making an argument that when you're buying a video game, I think the length of time plays a factor into buying that video game. There's value there.
Interesting.
I don't think that applies for movies at all.
Not to get like super off topic, but I don't think I think I disagree with you as well. Like,
Yeah, everyone does. So I mean, join the club.
because like, I mean, I'm not a big fan of open world games in this day and age. To be honest, I'm much more like of like a concise story. So because I got I don't have a ton of time anymore to sink into games. So I'm like, if I can be done in like 5 or 6 sessions, I'm good.
You should get Astrobot.
You should get asked
It's like
I'll check
it's like
it out.
2 hours long.
2
So
hours?
good. $70.
It's 20 hours long.
20 hours.
No,
20 hours.
No, it's not. It's 10 on it. How long to beat?
Yeah, if you just... Okay, whatever.
Okay.
Give us another one.
You were longer. 20 is longer than the completionist stat on there. So you took your time.
Yeah, it's... okay.
Like the 100% was like 17 hours.
Yeah, if you go through a guide, you can get it done in like a dozen. Don't use a guide.
You did use a guide.
I used the guide for one
Counts.
thing.
Counts.
One?
Counts. Wasn't guideless.
That's
Wasn't
why I spent
guideless.
20 hours, because I spent 2 hours trying to find it,
Wasn't
and I couldn't do it.
guideless.
I'm
I'm
like, all
sorry.
right,
I don't make
finish
the
this.
rules, Tyler. I'm so
All right,
sorry.
All right. That's fair. You know what? That's fair.
All right, Calvin.
That's
you're
fair.
up.
All right.
I'm
let's
nothing
see.
but fair.
So I know I set the original parameters of 2000 to 2009.
Yeah.
But we talked about this a little bit ago. But She's Out of My League is in 2010. But it is a absolutely fantastic movie. Jay Baruchel really shines. Classic like Girl Next Door type story, and it's filmed in Pittsburgh, and like you said, is like based around the airport. So I think it at the very
Yeah,
least
it's the old
deserves
airport.
Yeah,
They go to a Penguin game.
they do.
They're actually allowed to call them the Penguins. It was like really... It's like a Pittsburgh movie. It was super
Yeah.
strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that movie. I wouldn't consider it top 5 per se, but I think it's like a classic. I like
I
that
would say
one.
it's definitely top 10.
Not for 2000 to 2009. It ain't.
No, you're right.
Well,
So it'd be for
true.
2010
Yeah.
to 2019.
Yeah, it's a good one. I'll put that on every once in a while.
Okay.
Every once in a blue moon.
But if we're discounting that, how about Forgetting Sarah Marshall?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one.
Not a big fan?
It's okay.
What's
Okay,
the guy's
that's fine.
name?
Jason Segel.
Jason Segel. He's like, he's also plays the same character in every movie. I feel like
I think it really is just Marshall in a different situation. You know?
it is literally Marshall, but replace Lily with.
But if you watch Shrinking on Apple TV,
Yeah,
Like-
honestly, fantastic show. I'm really excited for season 2.
yeah, and it's like night and day. Like I mean, like that's where he's a good actor. And honestly, I think How I Met Your Mother, he's good. But Forgetting Sarah Marshall is like Russell Brand's in. Like it's hard to take him out of it and everything.
Yeah.
Like I think it's all like like funny, cool premise or whatever. But is it
Right.
like top 5?
That's fair. Okay, so then what would you put up next?
All right, so we're throwing heavy hitters out. That's the
Yeah.
all right.
Because like right now on the list, all we have is Dodgeball, right?
Did we say dodgeball goes on the list?
We'll put
You don't
it,
like
we'll
dodgeball?
We'll put it on the list. We'll
I
put
think
it
it's
on the list.
tentative.
Do you not like dodgeball?
I have a special place in my heart for dodgeball.
That's a great
Has
movie.
nothing
I
to
think
do
it's a
with the
solid
movie.
5.
Ben Stiller is
honestly.
All right.
too funny, bro.
What about A Knight's Tale?
Heath Ledger, right?
Yeah. Oh crap! You don't know Knight's Tale?
No.
What year was
like,
this?
2001, I think.
Yeah, I was 4.
I'm gonna say that I've definitely seen it, but
Oh, you put
doesn't
it on the
stand
Plex?
out.
Yeah.
I was supposed to watch it.
Yeah. It
doesn't
I
stand out in my
didn't.
head.
I thought that was. Oh my god,
Is it good?
dude! I thought that was a shoe-in. I
Is it
thought
good,
you would have
though?
seen.
Interesting.
Yes.
Man, you said The Man Who Knew Too Little. Shooing. but that's not 2000.
That's in like 97, 95, something
I
like
love that movie though.
That
was the best rec you ever gave me.
A Knight's Tale is awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I believe you.
Yeah.
I like Heath Ledger.
That's a shame. Okay, well, if you guys haven't seen it, we don't have to put it on. Let me throw something else out.
I like him in 10 Things I Hate About You. You ever seen
That's
that?
another good one.
Let's talk about The Hangover.
Okay.
Oh, you guys are both on that train.
It's overhyped.
No.
I'm sorry, dude. It's an overhyped movie.
It's
it got
exactly that.
hyped to death, man.
Yeah.
Everyone's like,
Every
The Hangover. You
t-shirt,
seen The Hangover?
The baby on board with like the so many stickers around on cars
Yeah.
whenever we first learned to drive with the baby on board.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know,
It was fine. It was funny when it came out.
Yeah.
It got beat to death, dude.
Yeah, no,
And then they
I
made
get
2
that.
sequels.
I get that. And then both sequels sucked.
I
Like,
know.
They were bad. I get
mean-
that. But The Hangover, objectively looking at it,
Okay. All right, give me your pitch, dude.
Pretty
Like,
funny.
tell me, what's the funniest
it
part
is
in The Hangover?
incredibly quotable.
What's the funniest part?
the funniest part?
It just has your side
Dude,
splitting, dude.
Dude, the entire movie
Oh,
has my side
okay.
splitting.
Because Timmy trying to share his report. I totally read the book. The whole book's
All right.
great.
the
I
thing that
think-
stands out to me. Sorry. to
Oh,
cut you
don't
off.
give him the no. Don't
No,
bail him out.
I
Don't bail him
think-
out. What's your favorite part?
I think my favorite part is the introduction of Zach Galifianakis in a large way to the world, who is just a phenomenally funny guy.
yeah,
Yes.
he is.
And
I love
think,
Between Two
I
Ferns.
think, yeah. So I think like just launching him to stardom. I think someone like Bradley Cooper, who is like,
You're
you know,
not.
the
You
heart.
didn't say a single thing about the movie.
I'm getting there.
Okay.
And
Oh,
you have like
you're
you have the
building a case.
heartthrob guy that's normally just, like you get to see him in a funny
Yep.
in a funny way.
Yep.
Ed Helms is really good.
Yep.
Like I'm just saying
Ken Jeong.
I still don't like Ken Jeong, but like please, I'm only listing white guys. But my I'm kidding. Please, I'm kidding.
All right.
I gotta delete this whole thing. But Mike Tyson's in it. With the
Tyson's.
tiger.
Yep.
They like the whole premise of just like losing the entire thing and like piecing it all together and stuff like that. It's just funny.
It's a backwards
Like
movie.
exactly.
Yeah.
And like typically I don't like that kind of stuff.
Oh, really?
Like I don't like movies where it's like you
cut to
see
2
the
weeks
movie
earlier.
Yeah, or you see the movie 25 times over from like each person's perspective and it just gets kind of old. Like some things do it really well. I think The Hangover is one where like you just see all of it together. And again, I think like One Man Wolf Pack and just the dry humor of it all, like with Zach Galifianakis, it's like hilarious. I think it's really good.
Yeah, he's the best part of that movie, I think.
100%.
For sure.
But like
Yeah,
that's a perfect like it's that group of guys. Everyone is like playing off each other in a very good way. I think.
Honestly, you've kind of sold me.
I'm just.
It's not top
can,
5.
Look, we can talk about it.
All right, we can talk about it.
I think it needs to.
All right, I'll
live around there.
It'll live. Do you think it's better than Dodgeball?
Yes.
That's crazy.
I disagree with
That's
that.
a
Yeah.
crazy take.
I think dodgeball is
insane.
overrated.
That's
Interesting.
insane, dude.
That's
How is
interesting.
it overrated?
Explain why it's funny.
You can dodge a wrench. You can dodge
Okay.
a ball.
Yeah, sure. That's one quote.
Patches is
Give me another
hilarious.
quote. Give me another quote from Dodgeball.
Dude, everything Ben Stiller says in that movie is fucking hilarious.
yeah, exactly.
dude.
Like what?
Like when they're coming in, the
And he
Cobras.
says.
What does he say?
And he
I actually
says.
don't
They do
remember.
the Cobra dance.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
really it's not a quote. It's a you still didn't name a single scene from The Hangover. I don't want to fucking hear it, Tyler.
From the time they get roofied, he rips out his tooth. He says, "Shut that baby up." Kim Jong jumps out of the trunk and starts beating the guy.
Yeah.
The thing with Mike Tyson, like, there's a ton of stuff in there. Like, it's funny.
It's all right. It's all right. I haven't seen
For
The
the life of
Hangover
me,
in a
I'm
long
actually,
time.
I can't think of any other quotes from Dodgeball.
No,
other than
and
you can
like
dodge a
that's
wrench, you can
fine.
dodge a ball.
That's not a problem. Like, it's a funny thing, but
Yeah.
like, you want to talk about someone who is the same character the entire time as what's his face?
Vince Vaughn.
Yeah, like that. He is like beyond. Like him and Owen Wilson are just themselves.
Yeah.
I don't blame the guy.
Yeah, but I like Vince Vaughn.
the best part of Dodgeball in my mind is seeing who's the judge. That's always the from Arrested Development.
Never saw
Jason
that.
Bateman.
Jason Bateman. That's my favorite part of the movie, to be honest, is watching Jason Bateman be like somewhat different of an actor.
Is that it's a bold move, Cotton?
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Bold
well, there-
strategy, Cotton. That is
there
my
you
favorite
go.
quote.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Dude, that movie's great.
It's on the list.
I don't care.
It's on the list.
When he's
We'll
pumping
talk
up
through
his
it.
like crotch, dude.
Sure.
But that's meant like I don't like Ben Stiller.
He's so funny in that movie, dude. It's hilarious.
I don't have any.
Nobody
Vince
makes me
Stillers on
bleed
here.
my own blood.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. They're coming back.
They're coming back.
I do have another Vince Vaughn though.
All right.
Wedding Crashers.
I never saw it.
Really?
Oh, I love Wedding Crashers.
Wedding Crashers is a ton of fun.
Dude, I got a nickname from Wedding Crashers.
Really?
J-Bone.
Oh yeah.
Will Ferrell did. Oh my god. That's a funny scene, man.
That movie is just like really horny too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
think that's honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, that's kind of a through line through a lot of these movies.
Holding up, yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
I wouldn't put it top 5. I think it is funny, though.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of my favorite part in that movie, though. It's probably the Will Ferrell scene. Like, the football scene's funny.
I might be thinking of the wrong movie, but was it when Jon Favreau and they're doing like the trivia, like the not trivia, where they're like playing the game where he's like giving hints and he's perfectly guessing? Is that not Wedding Crashers?
I don't remember.
I've never seen it. I don't know.
Interesting. Okay.
I would argue.
I will say
if
Wedding
you don't
Crashers,
know
though.
if it's in
Yeah.
Wedding Crashers or not.
It's not
Yeah,
a good case for yourself.
That's a good point.
I will say, though, when Owen Wilson gives a great piece of advice in that, whenever you're giving a speech in a wedding, always go from the heart. Never try to be funny. Always.
Agree.
Great advice.
Sure.
Great advice. Wow.
Wow.
All right. Let me think about this. Tropic Thunder. Really?
I'm
You're
nodding.
in?
I'm nodding. I'd meet you on Tropic Thunder.
Yeah.
Is it top of 5? I don't know, but I would like
We
to
can
see
talk
it.
about
We
it.
can talk about it. on the
Talk
list.
about it.
Yeah.
Jack Black's really funny in it.
Dude, they're all
Robert
funny.
Downey Jr. I'm just a dude playing a dude playing a dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
no, it's a pretty
Dude,
funny movie.
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise
Yes.
steals that
Yeah.
fucking movie. Man.
Yes.
Like, you never think about Tom Cruise being funny, and then you're like, Tropic Thunder.
Dude,
He's
with
hilarious.
he's in it. Barry.
Bill Hader,
Bill Hader. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bill Hader's in it. Like it's just
Danny McBride.
some good.
That movie
Yeah.
is stacked.
No, that's a really star-studded
movie.
one.
It's a great movie.
You know what? No, I'll say it. Yeah, I'll agree.
I mean, we can. It doesn't have to be on it, but it needs to be
We'll
talked
put it in
about.
there. We'll put it in there.
I
It
think we'll put it-
needs to be
I think
discussed.
that's a
I'm
tentative.
putting Hangover. I'm putting Tropic Thunder.
Okay.
Oh, are you putting Hangover? Okay, sure. Yeah, just
No,
go ahead
I
and
mean,
do that.
no,
real
if
quick.
nothing
Okay.
else,
I agree, I
we
agree.
could pull it.
Yeah.
So Dodgeball, Hangover, and Tropic Thunder are on the list right now.
That's fair. That's fair.
Okay.
All right.
Tyler, would you like to go next, or would you like me to throw off another?
Anchorman.
Anchorman.
Yeah, I like Anchorman.
And this is really it's going to be an unpopular opinion, but I think it's one of Will Ferrell's weakest movies.
And I think it's his best.
Interesting. I think he's carried by the people around him in that movie.
Absolutely. But
Yeah,
I don't
true.
like Will Ferrell, so I think
Yeah.
I think it's his best movie because I
True,
don't
true,
hate
true,
him
true.
in that movie.
Okay.
True.
Like I hate his character, but like
Yeah.
his cast, the people around him are so good
Yeah.
that it's like it works.
Yeah.
But
I
when
agree.
it's him, like, and I know we're gonna talk about Step Brothers, I'm sure, and Talladega Nights and all this stuff. Like,
yeah.
we'll jump to
Spoilers.
it. But like, I hate all of this.
Interesting.
And
Dude,
whenever we
that
went and saw
sucks.
Anchorman, I was like, this is going to suck. It's going to be terrible. We went and we saw it, and just the number of people and the jokes and everything was just, it was hilarious.
Yeah. I'm with Galvin, though. It's like his weakest one, man. I actually like Anchorman 2 more, which is an unpopular opinion.
I don't get there. But,
Dude,
okay.
it's so funny.
I think
When
the
he's
big
blind,
fight
dude,
scene at the end
is the funniest shit. I laughed so hard at that. What?
the big fight scene at the end of Anchorman 2 with all the
there's-
news teams.
They do a big fight scene in both movies.
Oh yeah.
But that's the thing is like, it was funny
Yeah,
the first time, and then it's just like,
the
yeah,
scene
it's
where
even
he's like
bigger now.
blind, or he thinks he's blind, and he's like talking about
Dude, I saw Anchorman 2 in the theaters one time,
Yeah.
walked out, and I was like, what a,
Nah, I did that
Nightmare.
with Grown Ups too. That was one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
yeah, horrible bosses.
Horrible Bosses was bad.
Yeah.
Was it?
I liked the first one, I didn't like the second one.
Okay.
Although I rewatched the first one, I'm like, this is not good.
Oh dear.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Then
So Anchorman off the list. We're not
I'm. It's the thing is
Should
like,
we just
there-
talk about Will Ferrell now?
yeah,
and just
you
get
know
it out
what?
in the
Yeah,
open?
I was going to
Let's
say, I
do
think
it.
there
Let's-
are better Will Ferrell movies.
Sure.
I am with you. I do not think Step Brothers is good.
Okay,
I would
that's
say,
crazy.
yeah, I would
That's
say Talladega
crazy.
Nights is my favorite Will Ferrell movie.
It is also my favorite, but Step Brothers is right there. Step
Interesting.
Brothers is fucking hilarious. But I would do Talladega Nights is my favorite Will Ferrell movie as well.
Or I mean, here, okay, Elf.
No.
Yeah, I like Elf, but I consider
don't
it
like Elf.
It's a Christmas movie more than a comedy. Like, even
it's
though
a comedy
Christmas
movie,
comedy, but
Hey, if it
Christmas.
has comedy in it,
yeah, that's fair.
counts.
I would not want to see it on the top 5.
no, I wouldn't want to put it on
I
the top
don't
5.
like Elf.
Yeah.
I don't like.
We have such divisive opinions
Yeah.
about Will
Dude,
Ferrell.
people hate me for that opinion. Like that.
No, it's cool to hate Elf.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I think.
Are you out of your mind?
Yeah.
Go around, especially during Christmas time, and say that you hate Elf. Let's see what happens.
I think it's
It's not cool to
It's
say you
in
hate
vogue
Elf.
to
I've
say that
always
you
I don't
hated
think it's
Elf.
in vogue
all right.
People get
because
upset.
like they're like
People love
like,
Elf.
That's great.
Sarah's friend Lacey has like all elf themed Christmas decorations and wrapping paper. So like she's really into it, and I see like all kinds of shirts, things like that.
Was Elf not in our top 5 Christmas
No,
movies?
I refused
you
to put it in there. I
Okay.
blocked
That's
that
fine.
shit
All right.
quick.
I'll
Okay.
put Talladega Nights on the list. We can
Oh,
talk
I'd
through
lo-
it.
yeah.
We can talk
That's-
about
Ballad of Ricky Bobby.
Oh my god,
It's got 2 first names.
it. So,
the cougar.
what a trash movie. I'm sorry.
That movie's so funny, man.
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Michael Clark Duncan.
I don't
Come
know,
on.
man.
Hey, you know what? You know how I know it's better than all the other movies you've talked about is you quoted it like 6 times already.
It's my favorite.
Sure.
That's my number
Yeah,
one.
sure.
If you wanted the honest truth,
Yeah.
Of comedies?
yes,
Oh, God.
that's my
no.
favorite comedy
Oh,
movie of
no.
all time.
Oh my God! All right, this
I
could
would
be
put
bad.
it. I would put Dodgeball above it.
I love Dodgeball too, but
This is gonna be a bloodbath. Okay, what? You want to maybe give us like 3?
Okay.
I don't know how many you have.
All right. So Superbad.
nah.
bad, yeah.
All right. All
I'm
right.
not a fan of that one.
Wet Hot American Summer.
Never saw it.
Interesting. Not another teen movie.
Oh, I remember. Is that Chris Evans?
Yeah, where
that was
he's
funny.
like the douchebag in that
I
movie.
remember.
Yeah,
that.
that's a funny one. I wouldn't put it on the list, but that's a good shout.
Yeah,
that's a good
top
shout.
5.
Okay. Mean Girls.
Yeah,
I do like Mean
I
Girls.
is a
I think
fantastic
Mean Girls
movie.
needs a.
It is a culturally
It's
significant.
very significant.
That needs to
Yeah, I
be
like
discussed
Mean
for
Girls.
sure. Okay,
Okay. Pineapple Express. You guys
all right,
like
we'll just
stoner
go through his
movies?
entire list. Keep going. Keep
I
going.
don't-
I'm not. I'm not on the
knock this
Pineapple
out.
Express.
Okay.
I'm not
yeah, I
on
don't
it.
either.
I'm
Do you
not
want to
catching
talk
that.
about Mean Girls?
No, I mean, like, I think
We all agree.
we'll put on the
Yeah, I
list
think
to
you
talk
can.
about.
Yeah, I think we can.
I think let's get through our lists and
Yeah.
then we'll discuss and
yeah.
trim down.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
What else you got?
All right. 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Yes, good one.
Steve Carell classic.
Yes,
Yeah,
100%.
Absolutely amazing.
Steve Carell might be one of his best movies.
No, I think that is his best. Or what is it?
He's got a lot of very good
not
movies.
Easy A. Crazy Stupid Love is another like really good.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Big Short is
Short's
also really good.
probably my favorite Carell movie, but
Which is
40-Year-Old
kinda
Version
fun,
is,
yeah.
is
Yeah.
very good. Like that's his best. Like that's probably his funniest movie.
yeah.
40-Year-Old Virgin on the list, 100%, right?
I would
I'll
be
put it
good.
there.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, like I'm willing to talk about it, talk
talk
it through,
it,
yeah.
but it's a strong contender.
Yep.
Okay, then I have just a few more. Dude, Where's My Car?
Yeah, I'm not big into those kind of movies.
Gotcha.
That's just not my
I think
vibe.
Friends with Benefits is.
And with is that was wait.
Is that 2000s?
I'm trying to think. No,
That's not
It's
2000s.
not. No.
That's
I
Ashton
don't,
Kutcher,
I don't
isn't it?
like that one. I don't like that
Well,
one.
remember there were the two
No,
movies
it's like
came out.
The Justin Timberlake.
Mila
and-
Oh,
Kunis.
that's Timberlake. Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
Timberlake and Mila
Kunis.
Kunis.
Yeah.
I got mixed up
Yep.
from that
Yeah.
70s
Yep.
show.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
Never mind.
funny.
I take it back.
Okay.
Never mind.
And then I guess American Pie. We discussed the original is from '99, but American Pie 2 I think is still really solid.
I do like American Pie
I've
too.
never seen it.
Interesting.
I saw the first one. that was
Holding
it.
up though, man. Whew, there's some questionable shit, but that's the point of the
Same
movie.
cast and
Right.
everything in 2.
Yeah, I think
yeah,
so.
for the most part.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's the
It's a
like,
classic though. I mean, that's a nostalgic
Yeah.
pick for sure.
after they graduate. It's like the summer beach house that they get to before they all go off to college type of thing.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that list worthy?
Well, if you haven't seen it, I'm not
No,
going
if
to
you
die
haven't
on
seen
that
it,
hill.
if you haven't seen it, it's hard. For me, it's hard. If one of us hasn't seen a movie, it's hard for it to
The
go on
only
the list.
one that I would die like. You need to watch A Knight's Tale. Like,
Dude, I was
this,
supposed to.
this
I don't
weekend,
know.
I think
I-
you need to watch it, and then
All
I'm
right,
gonna get a
no,
text from
I'm
you,
not
and
doing
you're gonna
that.
be like, "Man, why didn't we put this on the list?" Is what's gonna happen. So it's fine.
I have put things on the list before I've seen them.
Yeah, well,
I have trusted you. In the
I'm not.
past.
Yeah, I'm not
And
saying.
I
it
think
has
we
to
have
be
a
on the
50%
list, but
success rate with that.
Yeah,
Like sometimes I regret it, and sometimes I'm like, yeah, you're right.
it's a very good movie.
Okay,
All right, I have two more, and
All
they're
right.
both Jack Black. Pick of Destiny.
I'm not. No.
Okay, all right.
School of Rock though. Yes.
School of Rock. That's the other one I was gonna say.
I love School of Rock.
I was not a huge School of Rock fan, but
Oh, that's surprising.
I
You don't
see-
like Joy or
No, I don't like that music.
Yeah, that's right.
Interesting.
I could see it though.
I
Okay.
love Skull Rock, dude. That's a great.
So we want to put it on the list
great
to
shout.
debate.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I love Skull Rock.
I'm gonna go quick because I got a lot of these.
All right.
Miscongeniality. Wolf. All right.
It's funny.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite, but
Sure.
I
Okay.
respect
We
it.
won't put it on there.
I respect it.
What about Snatch? You guys did not see Snatch.
I have not seen Snatch.
No. What
Oh,
is that
Brad
one?
Pitt. It's about this giant diamond, and it's all these different groups of people trying to take it.
What
You're
year?
describing it.
What year is that?
I think 2001, something like that.
Man, you
Let me
love
see.
2001.
Yeah. Well, dude, I mean,
A Space Odyssey?
Maybe.
Snatch.
That did
This
not come out in
was,
2001, though.
No.
2000.
Yeah,
Okay.
2000. Okay.
You got to watch Snatch too. Snatch
Okay,
is a very good
okay.
one.
Nice Snatch and
However,
A Knight's Tale.
A Nice Tale.
I don't know why I'm getting so much homework. But
All right. No, dude, A Nice Tale should have been months ago. I thought as soon as I put that on there, I was like, oh, I win because you watched it. Of course you're going to love it. I thought we talked about this, but clearly you haven't seen it yet. Okay. Bruce Almighty.
Yeah. I like that one.
Solid movie. I don't think it's better than some of the others that we have like in contention for the list.
I like it.
I like it.
I like it. I think it's
I liked
funny.
it too.
Okay, hey, I'm open to it. I'm open to
It'll be
discuss.
some cannon fodder, worst case.
I think what's his face is very hit or miss for me.
Jim Carrey?
Yep.
Yeah, but that was a hit.
What about Yes Man?
I
Yes
like that
Man.
one too.
Yes Man, that's with him and Zoe Deschanel, right?
Yeah.
That's a really good one. I think that's like one of my favorite modern Jim Carrey movies.
Okay.
What year was that? Does that count?
I want to
Yeah.
say it's like 2007-ish is my
Do
guess.
I like that one more than Bruce Almighty? I'm not sure.
I do not.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to
I
get some
think I'm
Jim
with you
Carrey
on
love in
that.
there. 2008.
Do you like Jim Carrey a lot?
So Jim Carrey is very hit or miss for me. I do not like Ace Ventura movies.
Me
I
neither.
do like Liar Liar though.
Do you like The Mask?
I loved The Mask as a kid. Watched it
So hold up.
recently, and it is not good.
Yeah, all right. That's hilarious.
My favorite. So the other one I have of Jim Carrey is on here, which I'm not. They said it was like a dark comedy. Is Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
To call that a comedy feels very
I don't feel good about it.
no.
So we don't have to put it on the list, but
No.
I think that might be my favorite Jim Carrey movie.
No, that's a fantastic like Mark
Yeah.
Ruffalo's really
I
good
also
in that
really
movie
like
too.
The Majestic. The
Yeah.
Majestic's very
Truman Show is my favorite
good.
Carrey
Truman Show is
movie.
great too.
Yeah, that's definitely my favorite.
Okay. Bring up this. All right. So no Yes Man. You guys ever see Kate and Leopold?
No.
No. It's Meg Ryan and Hugh Jackman.
Interesting.
Hugh Jackman.
What are these polls?
This is like
You're
2000.
going deep in the bag.
Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
It's a rom-com, but Hugh Jackman is this like Duke
Okay.
from England from like 1900, I don't know. And he somehow gets transported into the future, into like modern times. And Meg Ryan is a marketing advertiser person, and she's trying to sell this butter, and she can't. And then they try to get all these spokespersons and all these mascots and stuff, and then she just runs into Hugh Jackman, and he's like, "Well, I'm from the past or whatever," and he becomes the spokesperson of this butter, and then they fall in love.
Like
But it's really funny. It's,
I'll be
like,
honest, that
it's good.
genuinely sounds like something I would enjoy.
Everyone should see Kate Leopold. It's not that great, but like Meg Ryan, Hugh Jackman's great. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like Meg Ryan, I don't know. Anyway, it's good. He's just not that into you. I actually like. I
Okay.
don't think it's like super funny. So I don't have to be a comedy, but it is on the comedy thing. What about Shanghai Noon?
That's Jackie Chan and Chris
And
Tucker,
Owen,
right?
Owen Wilson.
Oh, and Owen Wilson.
Yeah, Rush Hour is
Rush
with Chris
Hour is what
Tucker.
I was thinking of.
And
I was thinking
I
Rush
would
Hour,
be
too.
fighting tooth and nail if that was in 2000s, but it's not. It was like
Rush Hour's
98.
not?
Yeah, it was like 98.
Have we-
Yeah.
you
Rush
guys, we
Hour,
should just do 90s comedies at some other episode.
It's
You'd have
a
more,
lot
wouldn't
of,
you?
yeah, but a lot of them don't hold up.
Really?
I would fight for Man Who Knew Too Little, and that would be it. I wouldn't care what else
That's
is on
it?
the list. Yeah.
Well, Rush Hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
I haven't seen that one.
Shanghai Noon. You never saw
No.
Shanghai Noon?
No.
Okay. Shanghai Noon's good. That's where I got the whole on D&D where you want to, like, if you're in jail, you got to pee on a shirt and then bed at the
Oh,
bars.
is that where that meme comes
That's
from?
what that's
Oh
from.
my
Yeah.
God, I have to watch that now.
Yeah. Zach and Miri make a porno.
Yeah, you know what? That's another Pittsburgh one.
I thought it was good. I enjoyed that one.
I
First
like
one,
that.
Zach and Miri make
Elizabeth
a porno.
Banks, Seth
Oh.
Rogen.
Yeah.
I like that.
You don't seem convinced.
There's another Seth Rogen one I like more.
Throw it out there.
Knocked Up.
Knocked Up. Oh my.
That's a great movie.
No, that's so hard but those are both really good movies, and
Paul
I can't
Rudd,
decide
dude.
between the two.
Paul Rudd's my favorite, and what's her face, his wife.
I would go.
What's her name?
I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about, though, right?
Leslie Mann.
I don't know. I'm really bad with
I'll
actor names.
put Knocked Up on the list.
I would agree with Knocked Up.
That's my favorite
yeah, I'm good
Seth
with that.
Rogen movie, I think.
All right.
I'm not a huge Seth Rogen
Here's
fan.
my ace in the hole right here.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Ocean's 11.
Ooh.
That is
that's a really funny
heist
movie.
comedy, and I
But is
went
it like-
through and researched it thoroughly, and I was like, is Ocean's 11 a comedy? IMDb is like, it's a heist comedy. Everyone's like, it's hilarious. It's like,
is funny.
It's a very subtle humor.
Yeah.
It's just looks from Brad Pitt and George Clooney, and like, but there is like, when you think about it, when you actually like
I
there's-
don't watch that movie to like laugh, though. I don't know. dude.
but it
like
is
not a comedy.
It is a great
No, but you
time.
laugh at it though.
Yeah, but not more than the other movies.
Okay.
It's kind
Hey, look, all right, we can talk about it, but that's
right.
a stretch, dude.
yeah, well, so is Pizza Pie, but you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, but pizza's awesome, dude.
So is Ocean's 11. It's in my
Ocean's
top
11 is
movie
the
of all
pizza of
time.
movies?
In my subjective personal
Wait, it's your
list.
favorite movie of all time?
No, that would be Saving Private Ryan. I say it's in my top.
Oh, it's in your
movies.
top movies
Yeah,
of all
I would
time. Okay.
honestly,
Yeah,
I'd say
yeah.
Ocean's 11 is probably my top 5 movies,
Interesting.
but at the very least top 10. But I think it could make top 5.
I mean, I like it. I love the boys. I love a good boys movie.
and it's hilarious.
It's funny. It's
funny.
It's funny.
It's funny.
It's Guy Ritchie, right?
He's in it.
Yeah. The director, I mean.
Yeah, I think he's in it too.
Okay. Yeah,
Wait,
that's a
I think
classic
he's
Guy
in it,
Ritchie
too. I think
joint.
he's like a.
I like Ocean's 11. I just
right.
don't know if I'm like putting it top 5 comedies of the 2000s.
It's the subtleness of just like they're playing like the back end poker match, and everyone's just playing their actors, but then like George Clooney isn't actually George Clooney, Brad Pitt isn't actually, and then people are like, guys, all Reds, and then he's like, yeah, you win, like, you know, like it's just like dumb things that if you catch it, it's really funny, and it gets better every time you see it.
It's funny.
I'm
And it's
here
like,
for
oh,
it.
hey, how you doing, Chen, or whatever, and he just
Yeah.
like throws his little bird up and stuff like that, and like they're just joking. Is like, you think we need another guy, and then like Brad Pitt doesn't say anything. He's like, you think we need another guy?
Yeah.
It's just like-
the
it's a-
chemistry. You're a
it's a
chemistry guy.
different-
You're a chemistry guy.
Yeah.
You're a chemistry
Dude,
guy.
any
I get it.
movie, video
I get
game
it.
when it's like, all right, start recruiting people. You got the Mass Effects, you got the, and it's just like, cool. I love that.
Yeah.
And it's funny. And
Yeah.
dude, every movie with them, like, you know, it's just there. You can tell when actors are just having fun.
Yeah.
You know, like they're just having a good time with each other.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
And that is just,
It was Deadpool 3, but you didn't like that one.
you know, it was
That
fine.
was
It was
literally
fine.
Deadpool 3.
Yeah.
They were having a great time with each other.
Yeah. But
Oh my God. Wait.
continue that. Don't force all the other jokes and everything.
X-Men Origins Wolverine was the first one with Deadpool. Isn't that like a 2000s comedy, technically?
If you want
Is
to
that a
fight that
comedy?
battle,
I
you
do
can
not
fight
want to
that
fight that
battle.
battle. I'm
Wait,
just-
what? Is that a comedy?
No.
Oh,
It's a superhero movie. Superhero movies are kind of like inherently comedies.
If it doesn't say comedy on IMDb,
I
it's
don't
probably-
think
but,
that one
yeah.
says comedy.
Anyway,
we can look it up.
those are my lists. That's what I got. What do you got?
The only other ones we didn't talk about, Click.
Good. That's very dramatic, though. That's honestly that's like a top 5 Adam Sandler movie.
What's Big
I love
Daddy?
that as,
That's not
Sandler.
2000. Is it?
That's I want to say
Big
that's
Daddy.
like late 90s.
Yeah, because that's my favorite Adam Sandler movie.
Okay.
When was The Longest Yard?
I think that's 2000s.
That's comedy, right?
That's a very funny movie.
That's my favorite Adam Sandler movie of all time.
Okay, wait. Longest Yard.
That has to be a comedy, dude.
That's 2005.
I love that one. I mean, we don't have to put it on,
I
but
never
I
saw
love
it. I
that
don't know.
movie. It's so funny.
He tackled him so hard he shit himself.
Okay, the only other one I have, here's my ace in the hole, Shrek.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is that when was that? 2000?
2001 or 2.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Easy on.
Dude, Shrek's awesome.
Fantastic.
It's a great movie, man.
I didn't think that was the spirit of the thing, but I am.
How is that
100%
not the spirit
no,
of the thing?
You know what? I'm
That's
fine.
100% a comedy.
No.
I
I'm
agree.
saying like live action versus animated. That would be the only thing. But we said animated counts. So
Well, that's why I
100%.
asked them in the beginning.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah, we're-
just us have comedy.
Yeah. That's the only comedy I could think of that I would be like, oh, of course,
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna put it.
animated wise.
Yeah, but that's a
Technically, Incredibles falls in that category too, but I don't think Incredibles,
I don't think Incredibles is
is
very
necessarily yeah.
Shrek's like actually funny.
Yeah.
Donkey's just the
Well, yeah, you
greatest
can't have
sidekick
Eddie
of all
Murphy in a
time.
movie and not.
That's
not
what
be
I'm saying.
funny,
Dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
That's all I got.
Here's the list. Here's
Yep.
the list.
All right.
Dodgeball, Hangover, Tropic Thunder, Talladega Nights, Mean Girls, 40-Year-Old Virgin, School of Rock, Bruce Almighty, Knocked Up, Ocean's 11, Shrek.
That's a lot.
Okay, so
How many is that? Like 10?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Damn.
Gotta
That's a
kill
lot.
6.
All right.
So 11. So we get rid of Ocean's 11. Right? That makes sense.
If you want to fight that, I think Ocean's 11 is the best movie on this list. So
It's a
Interesting.
good movie, but I don't even think it's like.
it's not the
I don't
best
even know if it
comedy on the
counts.
list.
It's not the worst comedy on the list.
No, it's not the best comedy on
What's
the
the
list.
criteria? What are you guys going? Like just how much you laugh out loud?
Funny,
or-
yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
It's
All right.
Funny is funny. I mean, we don't have to get
Look,
rid of
no,
it.
no,
But
no,
what do you
I'll-
want to get rid of? What do you want to get rid of?
I will take out. I'll take that out. But
Okay.
no, just know that I am willingly deleting one of my top movies of all time that I think is a very
You want me to
smart
get rid
and
of
funny
Talladega
movie.
Nights? Just say it.
No.
Just say it, dude.
No.
Just be a man.
No, I'm just saying.
Just man up and say it.
I just put that out there.
Just tell me how bad
All
Will
right.
Ferrell is.
I'm saying if the spirit of it is laugh out loud, funny, different things like that.
Yeah.
Personally, I would put Hangover over Ocean's 11.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Continue. All right. So I know it's one of mine now. What are we feeling here? How funny is School of Rock in a top 5 situation?
Cut it.
Yeah, that's fine. I do love that movie. though.
No, it's a
great
great
movie.
movie. But if I'm thinking about like laugh out loud again, like then that's
I think
what
it's
we're
my
trying to judge
favorite
this.
Jack Black movie.
Over Tropic Thunder?
Wait.
I don't.
Wait.
Over Jumanji? What are you, crazy?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Over Kung Fu Panda?
I do love
Oh,
Kung
yeah.
Fu
I've
Panda.
never
And
seen
that's
Kung Fu Panda.
honestly, I was gonna say that's another like animated.
You know what? I would do Kung Fu
Yeah,
Panda,
of course
but
you would. That's number 4. That's a number
that
4.
movie's
if
so
anything.
funny, dude.
Sure.
That movie's hilarious. You haven't
Sure.
even seen it.
Sure.
You haven't even seen
No,
it.
I'm sure it's funny.
It is actually funny.
The animation looks great.
It does.
I bought it.
Did you?
Yeah, because my
And honestly,
brother-in-law wanted
it's
to
a
see
really
it.
solid trilogy of movies too.
Yeah. I think the first one's
Better than
best,
Shrek.
No. Well, actually, I gotta be honest. Shrek 3 kind of sucked. That's a
Shrek
hot
3
take.
got a little weird.
But Shrek 2 was another like I would say up there with
Shrek
Star
2
Wars in
was
terms of like
great.
the sequel is better than the original.
Okay.
That's my opinion. That's my
Slow
opinion.
down, slow down, slow down.
Cheeseburgers. Okay. What else?
See, so ones that have to be on the list for me are 40-Year-Old Virgin and Mean Girls. Those are like my two that I think need to be on the list.
Interesting. Because I was eyeing on Mean Girls. I think Mean Girls is very culturally
Yeah, I don't know if it's
pervasive.
my favorite comedy.
What's the? I mean, it's very quotable. It's
Very quotable.
Is it like funny? Like, is it laugh out loud? Like, I get whenever like the principal is like screaming or it's like
Yeah.
she doesn't even go here, like the gym. Like, it's very quotable. It's very funny
Yeah.
in that regard.
Yeah.
But like,
No, I think you're right.
a lot
in
of
that
it
it's-
is cringy. A lot of it is kind of like
it's
mean. I don't know.
Well, Mean Girls.
Sure.
But I was gonna say it is one of those movies where you say like you're not like laughing so much as just saying, "Oh, that's funny."
Yeah.
Yeah, but is that
funny.
what we're going for?
Funny. Laughing was never the criteria. That's not
I
the
know.
rule.
I'm
I
just
wanted to-
saying.
what I'm at.
Like,
That's
what
how-
are we,
like,
what are we trying
we'll
to
circle back.
we're
We'll
trying
circle
to
back
do?
on that. That's fine.
Can we? Do we all agree 40-Year-Old Virgin should be somewhere on the list?
I think so.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
good with that.
Okay, we'll put that as a lock.
Okay.
How are we feeling about Bruce Almighty?
I like it. I think it's fun.
I do too.
I like it.
I don't-
Calvin doesn't like it.
No, if it's 2-on-1, I will concede there. Like it's funny. Don't get me wrong. Like like BEA Beautiful. There are definitely some quotable moments. It's really funny.
But it's not
Morgan
his strongest
Freeman-
movie. That's the thing.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
But I mean, Morgan Freeman as God is really really funny.
Yep.
Yeah.
In a dry humor.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's
See,
keep.
it
let's
really
keep-
depends on
let's
are we
keep
going
it-
for like
Yeah.
laugh out loud.
Well, it
or for
doesn't.
drama?
It's just. It's feel it out.
Okay.
Feel it out. Okay. So Dodgeball, Hangover, Tropic Thunder, Talladega Nights, Mean Girls, Bruce Almighty, Knocked Up, Shrek. I think
this-
Shrek needs to be on the list. So we want to lock
Dude,
that in.
Shrek needs to
Yeah,
be on the
Shrek's
list,
a
bro.
lot.
All right. So 40-Year-Old Virgin.
It
and
wouldn't be a
Shrek
couch
right
comedy
now. We
list
need
without
three.
Shrek.
We need 3 more.
All right, how do we feel
Three.
about Knocked Up?
I would put. I would like to fight for
All right,
Hangover.
put Hangover
Okay.
on it. I'm good with Hangover. I think it's overrated. I'm not saying it's like not funny, but I just think it's overrated.
Hangover at 5, I would take.
There's a thing where it's like, there's one more movie quotable. Crap. Who's the dude with the glasses and the red hair and the
Conan.
No, it was a movie that was super quotable. He was like llamas and tater tots and
Napoleon Dynamite.
yeah. I think that was a trash movie.
Yeah.
But it was like this culturally crazy
Yeah.
phenomenon things.
True.
So whenever you talk about like an overrated thing, I'm thinking of your Napoleon Dynamites. I'm thinking you're Finding Nemo's, that sort of thing.
How do you always manage to just jab me in the middle of these fucking monologues?
But Hangover, it's like, if you look at it objectively, like, I get it.
It's funny. It's funny.
Chelsea doesn't like it, but I think when you're looking at it, it's a good movie.
It's fun.
It's a boys movie. It's another boys
sequels
movie.
are bad.
They're terrible.
Yeah.
Even Obama said that making a third Hangover movie was a bad idea.
There you go.
Well, everyone said that.
Well, yeah.
I mean, there's a reason why none of these are sequels.
Yeah.
Except America. Do we want American Pie 2 on here? Is that?
Oh, is that in the conversation?
I didn't put it on the list. That was my fault.
No,
I've never seen it.
It's because
it's
like I said, because you've never seen it. I don't think we can put it on the list in
American
good
Pie
faith.
1, so I can't imagine 2 being like.
Yeah, it's probably
It's
not
a
your
very
type of humor.
specific type of humor for sure.
Okay. All right, so if we have Hangover, 40-Year-Old Virgin, and Shrek on the list, we have to take 2 more from Dodgeball, Tropic Thunder, Talladega Nights, Mean Girls, Bruce Almighty, Knocked Up. I'm fine taking out of that list. Bruce Almighty's starting to look a little tarnished there.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to say, how do we feel Tropic Thunder compared to Talladega Nights?
Oh.
Because that's like the next big, like, what, those would
Well,
probably
Mean
be the
Girls
next
is on
two.
there, right? I'd rather get rid of Mean Girls than those two.
I agree.
I that's fine by me.
Okay.
Mean Girls.
I don't have any. I think Mean Girls is very, not relevant. Again, culturally significant, but
Yeah.
okay. So then we have to kill 2 of these: Dodgeball, Tropic Thunder, Talladega Nights, Knocked Up.
Kill 2 of them.
I think I would get rid of Knocked Up out of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. Dude, Paul Rudd's so funny though, dude.
Absolutely.
It's very... No, I don't... no, Paul Rudd is so good in that.
He is. He was so good that they made a sequel with him and what's her face?
Did they really?
Yeah.
How was that?
Not good.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the fact that they were so good at supporting characters, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, Paul Rudd's the type of guy that, like, I thought all the Ant-Mans were bad, but I still love him.
He's got to be...
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some people just... Well, I don't even think the Ant-Mans were his fault, but
Yeah.
he's great. I love Paul
So,
Rudd.
I mean, these are really...
We can get rid of
your
Knocked Up, though.
movies.
I mean,
Yeah.
look, out of those, I would probably pick Talladega Nights and... Oh, man, Tropic Thunder is so good. But I love Dodgeball. Selfishly, I'd pick Dodgeball, but Tropic Thunder is probably better.
See, like you actually made a really good argument that Dodgeball is not that great, because I think I haven't seen it in a long time, so I think I would cut
Dodgeball is great. He's fucking ridiculous. But
Dodgeball is maybe 3 minutes into the movie, you just start fooling around with your significant other on the couch.
that's incorrect. that's
that
the
type of
Notebook.
movie where
Always.
you don't need that.
No, that's always the Notebook.
Well, it's longer into the Notebook before you're fooling around with your significant other.
Yeah, Notebook's a slow build up. Dodgeball is like,
No.
all right, whatever. We can just throw
I
this on the
can't tell
background.
you what the first 10 minutes of the Notebook is.
Okay.
I could not, but
Fair
I've
enough.
seen the movie, quote
Well,
unquote.
when we do
like,
romantic comedies or
double
romantic
digits.
sad movies or whatever. Sure.
sad movies.
Yeah.
Top 10 sad movies.
Yeah, whatever.
Or top 5 sad movies.
See, because I would put Talladega Nights over Dodgeball.
Yeah, I would too.
Okay, so then
So you're
agreeing.
thinking Dodgeball is off the list.
Yeah, I'd do Talladega
Tropic
Nights and
Thunder
Tropic Thunder.
and- okay.
I think that makes sense.
Yep.
All right, so we have Hangover, Tropic Thunder, Talladega Nights, 40-Year-Old Virgin, and Shrek.
I'm so
That's
happy
6?
Shrek's on there.
Or is that
dude.
5?
That's 5.
5. Okay.
Yeah, Dodgeball's gone.
Shrek's the best,
Fine,
dude.
I think we have to put Hangover at 5.
I don't agree with it, but if I'm outvoted, I'm fine with that.
All right, that was easy.
For right now, we could move it.
All right, yeah, let's see what we're looking
Hangover
looking
at
at.
5.
All right.
Okay.
Talladega Nights at 4.
Sure.
You know what- yeah,
sure.
it's
You know what?
both-
You've
both-
sacrificed a lot.
Yeah.
Both be miserable, but
You've sacrificed a lot.
little bit less.
I will
Controversial
give that to you.
4.
Yeah.
I
Throwback?
just know you'll get upset the higher Will Ferrell moves up. I can just see it now, which
Okay.
is wrong, but whatever.
So then Shrek, 40-Year-Old Virgin, and
Tropic Thunder.
I would say Tropic Thunder at 3.
Shrek's making a run, dude.
Shrek is really
Shrek
funny.
that, like
Shrek's
it
making a
is,
run.
but is it?
I don't know.
Is it that
we
funny?
might be overhyping Shrek a little too
I
much.
think
I'm going with it at
so,
3.
It's so memed. It's so culturally relevant.
It is memed. It gets funnier like on the aftermarket. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But I would put it at 3 personally.
Shrek at 3.
I would.
Okay.
Like Tropic Thunder is really funny,
Tropic Thunder is really funny.
and it just has such an amazing cast.
What if
And
we put Shrek at 5?
whoa, when did that happen?
I'm just look.
I would say no lower than 4.
A
No lower
tide
than
rises
4.
all ships.
And then Talladega Nights 3.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
That's interesting.
You make an interesting bargain.
Look, I'm just gonna move some stuff around. We'll
All right.
nothing's in stone. We'll talk it
Well,
out.
what do we think 2 and 1 should be?
I think 40-Year-Old Virgin is like the clear cut number 1.
Are we
personally.
ready to
Number
say 40-Year-Old Virgin is the best comedy of
the
2000s?
I don't think that's a bad take.
I don't think it's a bad take at
I-
all.
It's not a bad
is
take.
that okay?
You think that's a bad take?
no?
Like if you were to say like, oh yeah, best comedy movies, like you have to like,
I mean, Ocean's 11, but
if you went into a
beyond
group of people,
yeah,
this is the test you got to do. If you went into a group of people,
yeah.
a room full of people, and we were like, the 40-Year-Old Virgin is the best 2000s comedy. Like, what is the reaction in that room? I tell you this, if you said Ocean's 11, you'd get a way worse response.
I think people would be like, wait, and then they would start remembering how awesome of a movie Ocean's 11 is.
No.
No.
Awesome isn't
Awesome,
comedy.
yeah, awesome isn't funny.
It can, but that's the thing is, it can be awesome and
It is
funny.
like,
None of these movies on here, with the exception of maybe Shrek, have a particularly awesome storyline. Where Ocean's 11 is like
comedies
No,
aren't about the
40-Year-Old
storyline.
I
They're about
know,
pretty
but
fucking
imagine
awesome.
exactly. They're not about storyline, but imagine if you had one with a storyline. That's
Do
why
I
it's-
like
it's-
and
Ocean's
that's why I
11
think
more than
40-Year-Old
these movies?
Yeah.
Probably.
okay?
But not as a comedy.
Look, that's why I took it off the list. It's fine.
Will
It's
I
fine.
chuckle when they're like
Yeah.
talking, doing the thing?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know.
But I think 40-Year-Old Virgin does have like a compelling story structure. It's not just like one of those comedy movies where it's like, jokes with a loose narrative tying them together. Like it's a lot of the comedy in 40-Year-Old Virgin is situational and based off like, even like sight gags and like physical humor. Like when they're literally waxing Steve Carell's chest and
the best
they
scene.
only got one take, obviously, because you
Sure.
can't wax a man's chest that many times. That is some of the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's a good scene.
And then
I like 40-Year-Old Virgin. It's just I didn't think it was like top tier like that. But if we, I mean, that's
Well, what is top tier? I mean, you said Ocean's 11 was your dark horse.
No.
I mean,
I think for me, I would obviously put Hangover up there. So if we think 40-Year-Old Virgin is up there, and so you guys think Tropic Thunder is better than Talladega Nights?
yes.
I don't, but the
Interesting.
group does. Talladega Nights is my favorite comedy of all time. Obviously, I think it should be number 1, but I'm not gonna fight for
I don't know
that.
Robert Downey Jr. in that movie, especially because he's not in too many funny movies. It just like that's another like it's another Tom Cruise. Like he's not in so many funny movies. So
I
it's,
think
like,
Tom
really
Cruise
funny.
makes that movie for me personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that once, and that's what I'm struggling with is like I don't like Talladega Nights,
Yeah.
but I can appreciate
that it's
the
it's
humor
more
of it.
consistently funny.
Yeah, like it's like they're
No, you know what? Yeah,
Dude,
Talladega
Talladega
too.
Nights is so
Talladega
funny.
too.
It's your turn to say grace. You can pray to whatever Jesus you want. I like the baby version the best.
He's a beard. He's got a beard.
Oh my god.
Come at you like a spider monkey.
Breaks his arm over a cryptid.
You've made a more compelling point that
No, I know,
Talladega
I
Nights
just-
should be higher up.
I know I'm trying to get Tropic Thunder down one more
For what?
for Hangover with Hangover.
Where do you want Hangover?
Accepting that it's not number 1, where do you want it?
No, where do you want Hangover? Do you want it at 1?
put it at 3?
You put it at 3?
Yeah,
And then where does Shrek go?
5.
And then what's 4?
Tropic Thunder.
And what's 2?
Talladega Nights.
Oh, that's right. We put 40-year-old version 1. I think Tropic Thunder is definitely better than the Hangover.
That's fine.
So then are we saying Shrek 5, Hangover 4, Tropic Thunder 3, Talladega Nights 2, 40-Year-Old Virgin 1?
Yeah,
Dude, how did you let Talladega Nights just sprint up the list
I'm
like
the
that?
one that put it up 1.
Yeah.
It was
That's what I'm
3.
saying.
Well, looking at it, and I'm racking my brain trying to remember everything about Tropic Thunder
Yeah.
and Talladega Nights. It's been a long time.
Dude,
Honestly,
the scene where he
even-
stabs himself in the leg is the funniest shit
even
I've
with
ever seen.
Hangover, like it's been a long time.
Yeah, To be
But-
fair, I have not seen Hangover. Probably Hangover is the last one I've seen out of these 5.
Yeah.
Like it's been the longest.
Yeah.
So that's not doing it any justice. So
So the same with me, and that's a conscious thing for me because
Yeah.
I rewatched Horrible Bosses and I hated it.
yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
because coming out of Horrible Bosses when I first saw it, I actually thought it was better than The Hangover. And then
Interesting.
rewatching
Really?
it, I'm like, this is not good. And then that made
I
me
think people still
terrified.
generally like Horrible Bosses, like the first one.
That's
at
the one with
least.
Charlie Day and
Yep.
is it who's the third guy?
Jason.
Jason Bateman.
No, not Jason. Jason Bateman's on it, and Jason.
Starts with an S.
No,
Su-
Jason
Sudeikis.
Segel. Oh,
Sudeikis,
Sudeikis. Yeah, Sudeikis.
When did Where the Millers come out?
After.
Ooh.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think.
Just wanna make sure.
I think
Because
Maybe
that
not.
would 100% be one of my favorites. I love that
Is
movie.
it though? At
Where the
2013.
Millers?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, jeez. That's when we graduated high school.
That's with
15 was when we graduated.
Jennifer
high
Aniston.
Yeah,
That's a great movie.
that is funny.
That's a
Good cast
movie.
though. That's a
That
whole
is
thing.
school.
Personal
Will
top
Poulter has
5
popped off in recent years
comedy
too.
movies.
The what?
Will Poulter, the awkward kid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yep.
like gotten really big recently.
Yep.
What's he in now?
He was in The Bear recently. He did that like Black Mirror Banderjack or Bandersnatch.
He was
whatever
good in
it
The Bear. It's just like he's very not
See?
funny
Yeah.
in The Bear.
Have
very serious.
curly hair? Is that the guy?
It's
close cropped.
Close cropped.
I'd have to see. I don't
Redhead
remember.
guy's got a lot of love.
Oh, I see.
Recently,
I don't.
He's blonde though.
is he?
I'm pretty sure.
He looks redhead. He reminds me of it.
Strawberry blonde.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
He puts me on the same level as the guy from Shameless that played the guy on Jedi Survivor.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Ian
yeah.
Monaghan
Yeah,
or Cameron Monaghan.
yeah.
No, not Cameron Monaghan.
Ian.
Cameron. Oh my God! Wait, Sarah's such a shameless person. She would. Oh my God! Wait, she would kill me.
All right, so I think
All right.
Talladega Nights 1, and then we have 40-Year-Old Virgin 2, right?
No, 40-Year-Old Virgin's 1.
Okay.
Are you saying
bad.
Talladega Nights number 1?
Look, I tried
So number 5.
to steal a base.
Number 5, Shrek.
Yep.
Number 4, Hangover.
Yep.
Number 3, Tropic Thunder.
Yep.
Number 2, Talladega Nights.
Yeah.
Number 1, 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm happy with that.
I agree.
Okay.
Can you imagine if we didn't have a Will Ferrell movie on our top
Yeah.
5 comedy list?
We don't
That'd
have
be
we don't have Jim
crazy.
Carrey.
I say Will
was
Ferrell's better than Jim Carrey.
I was
think,
okay with that.
Well, okay.
With what's it called? Bruce Almighty.
Here's my thing.
Okay.
Jim Carrey, I think, is a better.
Oh, here we go.
No, I like, and we've talked about.
Yeah,
this.
I know. That's why I
Okay,
said
well,
here
we
we
don't have
go.
to rehash it.
I will say Will Ferrell is very one-dimensional.
Yeah, Jim Carrey has broken out of that.
True.
Yeah.
I think Eternal
doesn't-
Sunshine of a Spotless Mind. I think The Majestic. I think The Truman Show. I think Yes Man. I like all those are better than anything Will Ferrell's done
When honestly,
He is super Jim Carrey and Yes Man.
to an extent. But I'm saying those movies are just better movies.
right.
Then what?
Will Ferrell is like slapstick crazy, and like Jim Carrey had that.
That's what makes the 2000 movies, man.
Right?
That's
but-
what it
but-
was.
But he hasn't moved on from that.
I don't care. I still love those original movies.
Even what's his face from
John C.
Step Brothers? Yeah, he's a phenomenal actor.
Oh,
And
he was a
he's moved
serious
on.
actor
Like,
before he was a comedic
like
actor.
we didn't even talk about
Gangs of New York?
When's Dumb and Dumber? Because I just rewatched Dumb and Dumber and that did not really hold up as well.
I never liked
I think
Dumb
that's
and Dumber.
2000s, but yeah, I know that's why it's not even worth
Oh, okay.
saying. But like,
do you like Dumb and Dumber?
I do.
Oh,
but
okay.
even Dumb and
94.
Dumber, 94. Jeez, oh my gosh, I'm old. Even Dumb and Dumber. What's his face? Who's the other guy on it? But he was a great actor,
Yeah.
and he's gone and done a million other things that it's just like you don't even think about him like that. So it's like Will Ferrell is just Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
Like
what does that have to do with his movies in the early
it's just like
2000s?
it's the no, it doesn't. I'm just saying, generally speaking, I think
Time
like,
and Place. Will Ferrell was one of the funniest actors, man.
he had a really strong string of like movies in the
That's what
early
I'm
2000s.
saying. They just hit. They just hit for me.
yeah, which is
funny.
fine, which is fine.
I
So,
laughed.
so are we chiseling? Are we chiseling?
It's chiseled. It's done.
Chiseled.
I already shut my phone off.
Oh, okay.
It's done.
All right. So then it's
Shrek,
Okay.
Hangover, Tropic Thunder, Talladega Nights, 40-Year-Old Virgin.
agreed.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's a solid list.
I agree.
Sure.
I don't think people can get mad at that.
No.
I mean, they're
Shrek.
going to, but
Shrek is.
Well,
Yeah,
actually,
Shrek's-
honestly,
we
I'm
have to
very
have
interested
one.
to hear Mike Baer's opinion.
yeah, that'd be.
He's a very
I'd be-
opinionated man.
I'd be curious. He's usually the one that gives.
I
us
can
the
text
most
them right
slack.
now. We're on good terms.
Oh yeah, you didn't break his arm.
I didn't, but I sent him a shirt that has a skeleton with an arm snapped in half, and it says "Aw, snap." And I felt real bad.
That is a crazy. He sent me that,
Yeah.
dude. He's like, "You think Mike would like this?" I was like, "Jeez, bro,
I was
that's
like, "Oh, this is gonna be
crazy."
great and everything," and then you were like, "Oh, I don't know about that." And
No,
I texted-
no. Put words in my
What?
mouth.
What?
My response to that was Jesus.
Yeah, but okay, that's
It's
still
not the same thing.
Okay,
That's not the
fine.
same thing.
But it's
because
still,
after that, I did say like, if anyone's gonna be okay with this, it's Mike.
yeah, but then you got me like panicked because I'm like, oh my gosh, I tried canceling the order and Amazon's like, nah, bitch, it shipped. Like you're not, it's going.
That's wild.
And it's not like I shipped it here and I was going to give it to him. I shipped that thing straight to his house.
You shipped
straight
it like
there.
while he was getting surgery, dude. It was crazy.
But I didn't know. Like it was one of those, like you told me that and I was like, oh great, I'll get him. Like it was between that or
Yeah.
there was a shirt that said I do my own stunts. It
That
was
would-
like a
that would
broken
also be
arm.
My
Yeah.
dad has that shirt.
Yeah, and
He was not happy to get that shirt.
well, Mike's a great sport, but then
is.
then you were like he's having surgery, and then in my mind it's like I didn't put two and two together. And I talked to Mike, and he's just like, I got pins in my arm, and I'm worried about this and this. And I'm just like, oh, I'm a horrible human. Like I am the worst.
You do, you know?
But I sent him that, and I sent him a back scratcher,
Uh-huh.
and I sent him a thing for senior citizens with arthritis to
Nice.
open bottles and stuff.
Oh, that's
And
nice
I
of you.
think you can you could use that, like
Yeah.
corkscrew and stuff.
Yeah, it's a funny,
Yeah.
That's a
and
thoughtful gift.
useful.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Speaking of Mike Bearer, fantasy football, I crushed you this past week.
Dude, everyone and their mother crushed me.
That's fair.
I'm
not having a good year
I'm in
either.
a constant
I should have two more
downward
wins.
doggy facing.
Yeah.
This is the worst year I've ever had. I'm not paying attention to my roster, and I lost 2 weeks because of it.
My team's dead. Like
Yeah,
my
your
entire
team is
team is
dead.
just out.
Yeah,
Period.
Yeah.
Q's down the board or just
because you're not
out.
doing that waiver wire, dude. You're not on waiver
I'm
wire.
on the
watch.
waiver wire. I'm the number one spot. I'm
Yeah,
waiting.
get someone.
Tell me who to get. You point me in the right
Okay.
I
direction.
just dropped
Yeah.
Juwan
because
Jennings.
great. So if he drops him,
Yep.
probably not worth it. I don't have any spots because I'm gonna have to drop someone that's like actually good
Yeah.
to pick up trash
Yep.
for when that person suddenly becomes better that you guys can grab.
We should get more IR spots. I think.
100%.
I agree.
Yeah.
One
The
of the waiver
first
wires.
game and Noctua or whoever just is like, I'm dead.
We should get like 3.
And then he's just on my bench forever.
Maybe we get
Well,
like
didn't
3.
we have like multiple at one year, and then like the next year it was down to one?
Yeah, I would like to hear the commissioner's just rationale at least, because maybe it makes sense. But
But then I feel like I've had 2 good weeks, and I feel like the rest of my wins have just been like the other person's team shitting the bed. And like this
Take
week
it.
Counts.
No,
Take
I
it.
mean, a
Don't
win's
feel
a win,
bad.
right? But like
Win's a
Landon,
win.
Landon was projected to crush me this week, and then Kamara did absolutely nothing.
He was not happy about that.
Yeah, and now like he's
not
still
happy about that.
projected to win, but like very barely. And
He
I'm
could
like,
lose.
I could 100% see me pulling ahead of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm playing Kyle this week and I don't have a prayer.
Yeah, no.
Like,
I'm
it's
probably
not-
gonna lose too. I lost to Kyle last week. It's not looking good. Look, all you have to do is make the playoffs, dude. That's all you got to do.
I'm 1-5. I'm not making the playoffs.
I
I'm
know.
dead. Like
Well,
it
I
doesn't.
get it. But that's
it doesn't
like that's
matter.
my thought.
Sure.
I'm like, just stay afloat, make the playoffs, and
Absolutely.
then anything can happen.
You're, what,
There is
2-4?
no one.
Yeah.
There's no one on the waiver wire that is worth picking
I
up.
know it's been
Like,
a brutal year,
period.
dude. Well, because we added more people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Deeper league. But I mean, Juwan Jennings, whenever, I mean, because there's no chance that either Debo or Ayuk doesn't get injured at another point during the season. So I mean, like it is like grab him and sit on him. But he put up like 40 points in
Dude,
that
I
game.
can't grab anymore. I can't sit on
He doesn't
anyone
have
else.
room.
I don't have
Oh,
room.
yeah.
There's
That's
nothing
the
I can
thing
do.
he's saying.
Well, I mean, it sucked for. I mean, complaining from first place feels bad. But
Humble brag there.
Oh my
That's fine.
leash! Please tell me all your problems.
No, I was like,
Sir King.
My kicker was out this week, right? And I'm like, because Landon was like projected to spank me, I'm like, I can't just go no kicker, but my roster is like has like very good depth, so it felt bad to drop anybody. So I was like between Lazard and Jennings, and I was like, you know what? Both those are bad because Devontae Adams just got traded to the Jets, so Lazard's probably going to go down the priority in terms of wide receiver, and then Jennings, like Debo and Kittle have just been getting the majority of targets. Like Ayuk isn't even doing anything, so I don't think Jennings is going to get shit. So those were like the only 2 that I could really justify dropping.
He texted me and he's like, "Who should I drop, dude?" I'm like, "Your best player. You're in first place."
Yep.
Shut up.
Get that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't care about any of that. Like it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's at the end of the day. It's like, all right, what are the projections? Like you can't have it both ways. And like this is people are like, oh, like ESPN's usually good about the projections and all that stuff. But then when you do that, then they're just like, no, it's crap. And it's like, oh, you mean that anyone can get hurt at any given point? And it literally doesn't matter who I pick?
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter. Like that's the thing is, it does not matter. Like it doesn't matter. You get hurt. You don't see it, you're gone. Like you're out. It's a coin flip. So it's like, okay, well, like, why try at that point?
In Dynasty, like I forgot to sub out Neighbors that week and gave Harinka his first win, and like no reason that he should have won that week.
Gosh. I've done that twice. Just forgot. I was on vacation the one time. I was at a fucking Yankee game, and it's like 2 of my players were out because they were game time decisions, and I'm like, I just lost like both times because of that. If I made that adjustment, I would have won both weeks. I'd have 2 more wins.
That happens.
Just feels really bad.
Like the problem is too. It's like a lot of the time I don't even like they just get hurt in the first quarter, and then it's like, okay, well, I
that's nothing you can do
sit
about
there and
that.
watch a zero the whole time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know.
It's
Whatever.
football, dude. Well, that's what happens in actual football as well. Like your star player gets hurt and your season's over. It's like, well,
Sure,
that sucks. So it's look, you're getting the experience, Tyler.
love it.
All right. So we mentioned it's Calvin's birthday today. While you're listening to this, I did have a little gift for you here.
Oh, well, thank you, buddy.
This is one of my better gifts.
All right, let's see.
Excuse the wrapping.
Hey,
you wrapped
have
it?
done a good job.
All right.
No, look at the bag of this.
John, I'm just going to point out, you usually give me things in a bag.
That's true because of this.
So I appreciate
It's
the
the
wrapping
effort.
job.
The effort's the important thing there. How did you sneak that in here?
I know. Okay, so what the gift is Calvin lent me Red Rising, which is a book.
My favorite book.
His favorite book of all time. He's been trying to get me to read this book for years.
Tattoo on my arm. My first tattoo was literally symbology from this book.
Was it really?
Yeah.
That was the first
look,
one?
Yeah, look, see the red symbol
I know
right
that's
there?
the symbol from it, but
Yeah.
All right.
I didn't know that was your first one. Anyways, so he's been trying to get me to read it for years, and I've kept saying like, all right, I'm going to read it, blah, blah, blah. Like 5 years later, I read the book, and we're going to talk about it on the podcast. Happy birthday.
I thought, wow, what a crappy gift. You just gave him a book back.
That's what Jeff said. He's like, you're just going to give him his book back? It's like, no, it's about what comes after the book.
Speechless.
I know. Look at this. Can't even
He's
get a word out.
Yeah.
I know. He's shocked I read a book,
I know,
probably.
right? Yeah.
He's like, holy
That's
fuck.
perfect. I like genuinely, this is probably the most thoughtful gift I may have ever
tears.
received in my life.
Wow, I didn't expect that. Hey,
For the record, I was supposed to do it too, and I was like, all right, I can't do this.
No, it's
I was going to facilitate. All
Okay.
right, buddy. So kick off the discussion. What do you want to talk about? Red Rising, book 1 of like 20.
This is six.
Okay,
7 on the way.
7's on the way.
Yeah.
Book 5 is like fucking like the Bible though. It's so big.
It is very, very large.
Yeah.
It's a good book.
Big like Brandon Sanderson big,
It's like that big. It's big.
So it's getting there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting there.
So
don't
I
know
guess
Brandon
dude,
Dude,
is that like the Dr.
it's
Seuss
massive,
of
yeah.
authors?
so let me think.
See, that's funny because Dr. Seuss is an author.
I'll show
All
you
right,
the book.
Go
So
ahead,
my first
Calvin.
question is,
Sorry.
how do you feel about like the descriptions of the fight scenes? Because I feel like Pierce Brown does a fantastic job.
Whoa. As the first book of this book club,
Yeah.
you can't just jump
No,
straight
that's
into
fair.
fight scenes.
Okay.
What is
Wait,
this
what?
book? What
He's
is
like,
this
he
book?
can jump whatever he wants.
Okay, all right, that's fine.
Oh, do you want to
that's
give me?
fair.
Okay, I will give you a synopsis.
Yeah, I want to.
yes.
I want to hear.
so that Calvin can
I want a
grade my
true-
comprehension of
You know,
this book.
that's good. Let's see.
All right. It takes place on Mars,
Yeah.
which is a planet in our solar system. Darrow, which Calvin named his dog after, now I know what that is the main character. The society is built into different tiers. It's like a caste system, I guess. And their colors. So like red's the lowest, and then there's like pink and blue and orange and stuff. And they all do something different. So red's like shit, like they're miners pretty much, and they mine to like fuel the society. Pinks are like prostitutes. Blues are like pilots. I think. So on and so forth. Orange is like cooks or something.
Mechanics.
Thanks.
Browns are cooks.
Browns are cooks, yeah. But then you go all the way up the hierarchy, and golds are like on top, and they're like amazing. They're
God
like
tier, yeah.
God tier.
Literally like genetically modified, like
Yeah.
carbon reinforced bones.
Yep.
Yeah, it's kind of cyberpunky a little bit,
Yeah.
where you can get enhanced
It's a
and
shame
stuff.
Darrow never gets there.
He does.
Oh,
Yeah.
Did you get that far? Yeah. Okay. Anyways, so Darrow, he's so there's actually different kinds of reds. Like there's really shitty reds, which Darrow is, and then there's like a little bit better reds, which is like action on the main world. So anyways, like he's in this little colony. They're pretty much lied to. They're told that they're mining so that humanity can move to Mars, but they're already there. They're just fueling their society or whatever.
But they don't know.
Right.
They don't know. Exactly. So pretty much they're not allowed to sing this song or something. His wife does it. She gets killed. He protests.
Well, she was gonna get killed anyway.
Yeah.
And then she sang it right
because
before
they
she
found
died.
like a hidden place or something.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get, this is all like the
Okay,
first couple chapters.
Yeah,
So she
I'm
gets
with you.
hung. He revolts or something. He gets hung.
He kills her, right? Technically.
So
yeah,
what
yes.
happens is you have to pull on their legs because the
gravity,
gravity's not. Yeah. So he deals the finishing blow. She's just suffering.
Because it's out of love, it's like you don't want your loved one to suffer.
Exactly. It's pretty brutal. So then you think that he dies, but he doesn't.
They're 16. Is that right? 14,
Yes.
16, something like that?
15,
They're young.
15.
15?
Yeah, he's like a teenager.
Yeah, that's important.
He's a hell diver, by the way, which is like
hell driver or diver?
Diver.
Diver. Okay.
Yeah, which is like a specialty.
He controls the drill.
Yeah.
He's
Controls the drill. He
That's
goes-
why you would
he
think
goes
it'd
the
be
deepest.
driver because you're driving the. Anyway.
All right. Anyways, I got to speed this up. So there's this terrorist organization, revolutionary group, depends on what side you're on. The Sons of Ares, I think.
Correct.
And so it turns out he lives, and then they're like, "We need you, buddy."
How does he live?
So his uncle gives him like poison or something and knocks him out, and then he wakes up in like the dirt somewhere else. I think his uncle Narl smuggles him out or something like that. So did you get this far?
No, I watched a recap and there are some just bits and pieces that I had questions on.
Okay. Anyways,
So it's the Hamanthus flower, which like is the only flower that grows down in the tunnels. The like sap from the plant.
Yeah, the classic stop your heart kind of, but not
Yeah,
really.
it slows your heartbeat down enough that it looks like you're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Classic.
All right.
it's like Eo's favorite flower or something, which is his wife. Anyways, I read the book.
Yeah.
He gets recruited by the Sons of Ares. What's the guy's name?
Dancer.
Yeah. He's like his mentor or whatever. He gets turned into a gold, so he's like undercover, secret mission. There's like an academy that the golds go to, so they become peerless scarred.
The peak, like the top, like the 1% of the 1% of golds go to the institute.
Right. So there's golds called peerless scarred, I think, and they're what Calvin described, like the best of the best of the best. He goes to this academy. You get divided into different like houses and stuff, kind of like Hogwarts, I guess. Although it's like there's like this cool draft. It's like a football draft.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
Sure.
And he's in Mars, and it's kind of like Hunger Games, I guess. You got to battle against the other houses. You got to take their.
Ares,
It's like
Apollo.
Yeah.
Like all the different.
you got to like take their flag. And it's pretty brutal. Like the first test they have is like they're in this room with another person from their house, and there's one ring, and then like you have to kill the other guy and get the ring, and that's how you move on to the next.
So does this fall into the battle question that you had earlier?
Well, yeah, I mean, because like, the passage is what it's called, where they like, you draft 100 and then you only actually get to keep 50. And so like the descriptors where he's like, talking about like the fighting stances, and he like fully invents his own combat system for this universe, which is really cool, I think. And like some of the descriptor words were used, where he's like the sound of like hitting your fist onto wet pavement as he's like caving in this poor boy's skull is like just really fucking brutal. And like later in the series, there's like somebody's arm gets cut off, and he describes it as like the sound of a wet twig snapping. I'm like, Jesus.
A lot of wet.
Yeah,
He likes wet stuff.
yeah, very wet.
Right.
Yeah. But no. So, anyways, that goes on. There's like there's a lot of fucking stuff that happens.
Gets betrayed.
He gets betrayed because the person he killed in the passage was Cassius, who's like his best friend at the time, and in
Cassius'
Mars
brother.
is his brother. So there's this whole time that he's like, Cassius, like really loved his brother, obviously. And so like he's trying to figure out who killed his brother.
So the guy that Darrow killed in that room is his best friend's brother.
So like you have this tension the whole time where it's like Darrow's like trying not to, and then he frames it on this other guy.
So Darrow knows this whole time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because he did it.
Yeah, no, I understand he killed it, but did he know that it was his brother?
Yeah, they set it up where like he met this guy like prior and stuff. So it's
Okay.
like, yeah, you're like, yikes. So that goes on. Then Cassius finds out and kills him. You think he gets killed, and then
Kills Darrow?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the whole thing is there's like medic bots because they're like, again, this is like, the richest people's kids are going to this, so we don't want anybody dying. But so they have like he gets like a really fancy weapon and like stabs him in the guts and has this like arrangement so that the Metabots won't come get him. So he's just supposed to like die. But the governor of Mars's daughter saves him, and they find this big group of like other people who are like,
we don't know that at this point,
right? We don't know that at this point.
Mustang, like you don't know that until.
Like honestly, it's like a twist near the end.
Yeah.
So a bit of the spoilers there, but
Spoilers for the whole book, by the way.
So the whole thing is it's like whenever you're captured, you're supposed to be a slave. Like you get like the little stamp on your forehead that says you were captured by this house, and you're supposed to honor it. And like supposedly if you get captured and you ride out your thing, like you can still get like a decent internship is the idea. But there are people who are like, yeah, no, fuck that. I'm not being a slave. I'm gold. I'm the best. And so they form this like essentially this like outside clique that eventually gets led by Mustang after because as houses are getting destroyed, people are like, yeah, I'm not doing this shit, and they like all go out into the woods and are like hanging out. And Darrow kind of like makes a House Mars in exile, and manages to like gather up enough of like the lonely people, give them purpose, raise them up, teach them that they're like valuable. How do you feel about that whole scene with Tactus, where he Tactus I want to say like assaults someone, and he gets Pax, like the biggest guy, to beat the ever living shit out of him. But instead of having Tactus be punished, Darrow takes Tactus's lashes. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, it was cool. No, Darrow's definitely. I think honestly, at first I didn't really like Darrow. He was like really cocky and shit, and like I don't know. I was like, all right, whatever. But like I think he develops well. He's a good leader. I like that tactic. He's like. It's like, he's saying he's not above everyone. They're like a team, whatever. Yes. So like he's going to dole out punishment, but he's going to take it as well, right? Kind of like putting the burden on his shoulders.
What's the timeline? So like if the book starts and he's very haughty and full of himself, it seems like, at least in the very beginning.
Yeah.
But if he's 15,
yeah.
Through those eyes, it's like, okay, well, like what 15-year-old doesn't think he's invincible, or
especially since he's like the special guy in his
this
little
all
tribe.
Happens in 1 year, so it's just like he grows up quick then.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy because he's got to like he kills people, and there's a lot of twists. Like there's this one guy, what's his name, Titus?
Titus.
Titus.
He's like this big guy in House Mars, and then it turns out that the dude's like actually a Red. He's also undercover.
He's
then Darrow's like, holy shit, like how many people were in this? Because he was never told about that. And it's like this whole conspiracy kind of thing.
You don't want your agent, like if one agent gets compromised, you don't want them compromising every other agent,
Right. I mean, it makes sense, but it's cool that it's like, oh, wow. Like that was a big shocking moment. And one of my favorite parts is when he steals the cook. That was the funniest fucking thing. He just comes out, like he goes... Like you said, you can like get people on your team or whatever, stabbing them. And he comes out of the castle after raiding this castle, and he's like telling Cass, he's like, I stole their cook, dude. It was like the fight. I don't know. He had to be there
because they, Mars is the god of war, so they don't have like fertile ground, and so they raided like Demeter, like the goddess of the harvest. So they're like, yeah, they've been living on like raw meat, barely cooked over a fire for like months at this point, and so they steal the cook. That's a great,
fucking hilarious meme.
Sure.
But yeah, so him and Mustang like create this like, I don't know, what would you even call it? Like
like I said, like
independent tribe,
faction.
Faction, and it starts spiraling out of control after that. Like they just start taking over all the castles and stuff, and then throughout this, I think at this point everyone talks about this guy called the Jackal, and he's like all the way in the south, and it's like this scary Barry kind of guy, because everyone's like, oh, he's gonna be like the final boss or whatever. and they eventually like get him. And that scene was cool too, where it's like he's talking to this guy, who you think is just a random guy. You're like, why is he talking to him for so long? And then he's like,
they realize because then Mustang walks in and she's like, "Oh, hi, Adrius," her brother.
Yeah.
And then it's like, wait, Adrius is the jackal, and so they stab a knife through his hand to pin him to the table so he can't run away and leave.
Yeah.
And so they're like, get yourself out. And so he has to cut off his own hand in order to like escape from it. And then he uses the knife that they gave him to cut off his hand to kill one of the important generals to Darrow. And then a fun fact
I love Pax.
A fun fact about how that was
I was
written
like,
is he said that there was only one person in that room was safe whenever he was writing that scene. He was like, he put everybody's
Darrow?
name. Yeah. He said everybody's name was put into a hat.
Wait, was Mustang in that room?
Yeah.
She could have died?
Yeah, literally, the Jackal and
That
Darrow were
would've
the
been
only
crazy.
two that couldn't have died. Everybody else's name was pulled into a hat because he didn't want to kill. He's like, I need to kill off a character to progress this and make this have stakes, but I love all these characters so much, so he threw everyone's name in a hat. Pax was just the unlucky guy who,
That would have been wild if it would have been Mustang.
right? Or Severo.
Severo, by the way, I think is my favorite character.
Oh, the goblin wanking off in the bushes.
Yikes. But
Okay. All right.
Context.
Sure.
there's this group he develops called the Howlers. So Severo's like a crazy dude. He like goes off on the first day. He's in part of House Mars again. He's like eating raw meat. He just goes totally feral and shit. And and then Darrow makes this like elite squad called the Howlers, and they're just crazy. And they have like wolf's cloaks, and they literally howl and shit. Everyone thinks they're nuts because they are. They're my favorite. They could just go wild.
The dead horses too, where they like to win the one battle against because it's essentially like medieval warfare. So they snuck out in the middle of the night and sewed a bunch of like the howlers into the bellies of dead horses that were out on the field in front of this castle.
Yeah.
And then they challenged the army to come out and meet them one by one, and so the whole army's outside of the castle. And then the howlers pop out of the horses and they, get them from behind, and that's how they win the battle. Like
Little Trojan horse.
Yeah, some
Trojan
crazy
dead horse.
shit.
Trojan dead horse. Anyways, so it turns out the jackal was getting help by the proctors. And am I skipping something?
No, you're right. It's just because he's the son of the governor of Mars.
Yeah, that's when we learn he's the son of. And then I guess we learned Mustang is too. So what they do, he gets help from his own proctor, which is
Fitchner.
Fitchner. Love Fitchner. He's great.
He's fantastic.
And he gets like these gravity boots or something. And he goes up because they have like Mount Olympus or something where they watch everything from up
Makes
high.
sense,
Yeah,
sure.
right.
Yeah.
So he goes up there and he fucks them all up. Like starts killing the proctors and shit. And like everything's like chaos at this point. So he like ruins the game. And then
who's this?
Darrow.
Oh, Darrow. Okay.
Yeah, Darrow like
Yeah.
charges the mountain and like totally destroys the game, takes over everything. Oh no, this is when he learns Mustang.
Yes.
The sisters, because him and Mustang have a scene up there. Mustang's the girl that like saved him, by the way. So, and then she's like, "All right, I'm gonna go," because they have all the technology. They want the jackal to surrender. She's like, "All right, I'm gonna go get him to surrender," and she leaves. And then someone tells him that I think it's Fincher,
yeah.
and he's like, "That's Jackal's sister. They're brother and sister."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Fuck," because he thinks he's gonna be betrayed.
Right.
So then he
Yeah.
goes down there.
And she throws him hogtied in front of him. She's like, "Yep,
so
here's my
then
brother."
she didn't. It's a little subversion
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
expectation. But
Yeah.
there's some good twists in it. There's some good twists. And then at the very end, so he gets through all that, and they're like the society values strength and shit. So they're like, you know what, you beat the game pretty much. So like you're the number one draft
You
pick.
get your peerless scar.
He graduates, and then you kind of pick like where you want an internship or whatever. And by the way, the guy who ordered his wife's death is Augustus, who's the governor of Mars. And I think the book ends by him internship. He
He's
chooses
like, hey,
him as his
you're
intern.
going to be,
or whatever.
he's like a number one draft pick. He's like, yeah, you're going to be, it's like, he doesn't know this. He's like, yeah, I killed your wife, but you were going to be my right-hand man.
Yeah.
I'm going to,
But he doesn't know that
Yeah, he
he's
doesn't
the one.
know.
Yeah.
So he's like got the in.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
how the book ends.
So I guess my first question is,
Yeah.
do you feel like reading the second?
I already read the second book. Yeah. And here's my sleeper character of the year.
Calvin's just fading over here.
Yeah, I know. I like Victra way more than Mustang.
Dude, Victra is fantastic.
She's so much
awesome.
better. I wouldn't say she's so much better than Mustang, but I like her a lot more than Mustang.
She's got a very
my
interesting
favorite
personality.
female character.
She's like a very ride or die
She's
for Daryl.
loyal to Daryl the whole time,
100%.
even though like she doesn't have a reason to be.
Yeah. Just
Like,
because
to
he's
the end.
charismatic. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we'll see the book 3, but like at least in that shit,
Yeah.
the end of book 2 is wild, by the way.
Oh my God.
Sure.
Yeah, it's
the
Empire
box.
Strikes Back. What's in the box? Oh, man. It is a what's in the box moment, literally.
Well, don't spoil the book too.
No.
So after kind of watching, I watched there's like a 5-minute video of a guy that drew a bunch of stick figures and like took you through the book.
There you go.
The end got really kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Just listening to you guys, I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, it's hard to piece it together.
I wanna read it.
Jeff has finished all 3 of the original trilogy.
Okay.
So, another person we can talk about this with.
Yeah. What's your favorite book?
Golden Sun.
The second one?
Yeah.
I think
That poster I have in the dining room at my house is the like art cover for Golden Sun.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I don't. Okay, I have to make a note.
So
of
you're
that.
gonna read the third book?
I'm halfway through the third book.
I just want.
I definitely
like
think
House
that
Room.
as of right now, I think the second book's better.
Yeah.
I really like the second book. Although the first book was really good too. The start of it is a little slow.
Yeah.
It's a little slow. They got a lot to set up though, so like I get it, but yeah, I think the premise is cool. I like the society. I like when there's rules like that, like, oh, everyone has their place and and then yeah, the fighting's pretty cool. But I think I like the characters the most. I think the character writing's really good. Everyone's really unique and like nobody's like just really bad, because like at first I was afraid, knowing like Calvin is like, oh, this is just going to be like Reds are oppressed and the Golds are just assholes, which they are, and like it's just good versus bad, which is like classic, but it's like more complex than that. Like I really like Cassius. Like I totally understand his position. Like you have Darrow who like murdered half his family. Like he can't forgive him, but like he's in this situation where like I don't think he's a bad guy. Like he's literally just trying to do this for his family. He's like a very family oriented guy.
Yeah.
Shocker that I like someone like
that's
that.
And then Harmony, like we have like an actual, I don't know if you've met Harmony yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's you meet her in the first book briefly. But yeah, she goes crazy.
She's like another like serious villain, and she's a red. So they do like
Yeah,
their
yeah,
whole
yeah.
like it's not like, exactly like you said. It's not
Exactly.
like red is good, gold is bad.
Yep.
It's like very nuanced. There are tons of nuanced characters. I mean, obviously, I would say more reds are good and more golds are evil, but there's like a lot of it. And then there's even like some because it's not even just red and gold. Like there's Ragnar Valaris.
Ragnar's the man.
Oh
dude.
my God,
he's
Ragnar's amazing.
he's Rex.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Or he's probably more like Grunt.
Yeah, because he's like a bred
Less
warrior.
emotion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like
But, yeah.
Holiday and Trig. I mean, Trig
Holiday's
is
the
literally
gray.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, like Trig is only in the third book for like a few chapters, and like you still have
He's
Holiday's brother.
I love that guy.
Yeah.
And damn, did he die quick.
Dude, they
Spoilers.
just
Spoilers.
yeah. But oh my God,
It's like
there's
30
so
seconds
many
in.
well written characters.
Yeah.
It's really fantastic.
Nice.
Yeah, so yeah, no. Victor's great. But yeah. All right, what else? Anything else?
No, I mean,
what other questions you have?
No, I mean, I just got to say, like, I'm like incredibly touched.
Of course, dude. It was a good book. I enjoyed it.
I'm glad.
I mean, you must have if you're
I
past
did.
two and
I
already
ordered
halfway
all
through,
of them, so I have all of
Nice.
them.
Nice.
And I'm on the third one.
hell yeah.
Although
There's
I'm
6
taking a little
total?
break. I was grinding pretty hard. Yeah, it was 6.
6.
There's 7
and then,
coming.
Yeah, he said originally it was going to be 6, and then this is just another thing, like why I like really respect the writer. He said that he was almost finished with book 6, didn't like it, entirely restarted. He's like, I don't think this was my best writing. I think I need to like go back. So I'm really sorry, everybody. We've been on like an every other year schedule for a long time. I need to just entirely restart. And then he comes out and he's like, okay, book 6 is ready. And I couldn't get it all finished. There's a book 7, type of thing. And so we're waiting for book 7 right now.
I have no idea where it's going to go because it felt like a trilogy to me.
Yeah.
So book 4 is going to be really weird because I have no idea. Like,
Yeah, you haven't finished book 3, so I can't really tell you what the second trilogy is like about without like spoiling.
Right. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, book.
Every other year is pretty.
That's
a pretty good
crazy.
clip.
That's an insane schedule.
I mean, Brandon Sanders, like I know, I keep mentioning him. Like
Yeah.
that guy is like he writes books on his off time. So like he'd be like, hey, okay, like this was finally done. Oh, by the way, I wrote these 2 other novels in the meantime, and it's just like, what are you doing?
He's writing Stormlight, and then he's like, oh, hey, here's another Mistborn book.
Just insane.
Yeah.
Like, is that like your favorite guy? For these kind of books, I guess.
For like I guess it's really not fantasy, but yeah, kind of. Like I haven't done the Stormlight yet. Like I was finishing up Mistborn.
Nice.
And then I have Emerald Sea. And then Timothy Zahn, I think, is my favorite author, and that's more like Thrawn series and stuff. I've been doing Dungeon Crawler Carl.
Oh,
have you read it?
No, it's been recommended to me a few times now. Oh my gosh,
and it's not so. That isn't a book. Like you can read the book for sure.
Yeah,
but that audiobook is awesome.
I'm gonna have to give it a shot. I was making my way through like a bunch of the Warhammer Horus Heresy books, and like I've gotten through the main story, and the funny thing with that is they're like, oh yeah, we thought it was only going to be like 6 books, and then these got really popular, so they were like, now there's like a fucking like 150 of them. So like I got through, I want to say like 12 of those, and then I was like, okay, I'm kind of done. So I've just been sitting on like 20 Audible credits.
Oh, then Dungeon Crawler Carl is absolutely like easy recommendation. Like in this specifically, the audiobook is like, it sounds like Patrick Warburton, like that way the way he talks and everything, and it's just like, it's very funny. Like it's very, very, very funny. And they do some weird stuff where it's like, he modulates his voice to do like certain like robots and different things like that. And it's just, like, I don't want to spoil anything for it, but it's so good. It draws you in immediately.
All right. I'm going to have to look into it.
It's really good. Like I wouldn't even read the description.
Just go for it.
Like and honestly, dude, I'll buy you an Audible credit at that point if you hate it. But like, you should just be like, buy and just listen to it and give it like an hour.
All right.
It'd be good. But
hell yeah.
I'm also doing the Blizzard book. You don't have to read the Blizzard book, John, if you don't want
to.
That's
your pick?
That was my pick for our book club.
Koshigami Book Club.
But Play Hard.
My pick was Moby Dick.
Yeah, I have that on my Kindle too.
I feel like I have to read Moby Dick before I die.
Well, we're gonna.
I would say Ulysses is definitely another one.
Ulysses was on this list, but everyone was saying like Ulysses is one of the hardest books to read.
Yeah, I'm like I've read it once. I have like there's a joke where it's like talking about it's like an ogre, and he's like, how ogre's so stupid. He's like, he read Ulysses and he was only able to identify like surface level themes, and he's not truly understanding the point of the book. And then I was like, holy shit, wait, did I not really understand the point of the book? And so I've like, it's been on my list to go back and reread, because I like the surface level themes, like nationalism was like the only one that I really picked up on whenever I first read it. So I'm like, shit, I need to reread this book.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Basically, Blizzard was on fire from day one.
Really? Even during the height?
Dude, it's
like
wild.
Insider stories and
wild.
Shit?
Yeah.
Nice.
Like a tell-all?
He's like going and talking to everybody and doing stuff, and it's just like, these people were disgruntled, so they left and they did this and they got acquired by this, and then this flipped around, and then like I think it just got to about 50% of the way through.
Can you get sued for that?
And got Bobby Kotick in there. What do you mean?
Like telling all these secrets?
Like NDAs.
I don't know if they're
like
secrets or, but like,
who knows? Like there are a couple
is that
of things
libel or slander? I guess it's not if it's all true.
A couple of those things are like, hey, I want to be anonymous here. I want to do whatever. But honestly, most of the stuff is just like people that left. So like, I'm sure there's a take it with a grain of salt type of thing.
Right.
But it's not just slam Blizzard the whole time. But it's like very much the culture back then, and like when video games were first starting out. I think that stuff's fascinating, and it's just very much like, we don't know what we were doing. We're just going to make cool games. I don't know. Oh my gosh, business is hard. And then it's just constant, like, I mean, it's Blizzard, right?
Yeah.
So it's like everything they did in the early days were just, no, they're the most lucrative, the best company in the world. Like, it's just, like video game wise.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Behind the scenes.
And then I just got to the part where Kotick acquires them and goes with Activision and everything. And that's where I'm at right now.
Okay.
Which is like
Is it a long read?
Not really. I mean, it's maybe a like 700 page thing. No.
700, dude?
I don't think so.
That's long.
Yeah, that's long. Play.
Yeah, okay, I get it. You read books. It's long for me.
Yeah. Dune is, I think,
not.
like the first Dune book is like close to 700. Or no, it's over 700.
Yeah, that
Yeah, well,
was
that's
huge.
there has to be.
I will never ask you to read Dune.
Oh, it's not.
My mom. I told you, my mom has the first edition.
Oh yeah, shit. You were
It's
telling
a
me about that.
paperback, so
Yeah.
it's not worth a lot of money, but it's cool though.
I'm
still
sorry,
very
it's
cool.
not Play Hard. It's Play Nice. I'm dumb.
Play Nice
Yeah.
is the name of the book.
Yep.
Okay.
It's by Jason Schweier.
Jason
Schweier.
Schweier. Schweier number
Where does
one.
it tell you? Here we go. No, it's only 384 pages.
Oh, okay.
All right.
That's an easy read. That's like a month.
Doable. It's doable.
Yeah.
Easy reads like 50 pages. Okay, let's get that straight. That's an easy
Dr.
read.
Seuss is an easy read.
Dr.
Dr. Seuss
Seuss
is an
is
easy
a
read.
great read.
Mr. Popper's Penguins is an easy read.
How long is Mr. Popper's Penguins?
Not
You know
my
what?
favorite one.
You know what?
I want to say
But-
it's less than 100, right?
Has to be. Has to be.
Jim Carrey movie, by the way.
Yeah.
All right, let me look.
Oh, the book's probably better.
That's
Yeah.
It's a safe bet. Any
Yeah.
Dr. Seuss movie, the book's better? Probably.
I don't know. The Cat in the Hat movie was pretty wild.
No, dude, the Cat in the Hat movie got it banned.
Yeah, there were no
From Dr. Seuss
no
movies
Dr.
being
Seuss
made.
movies for a very long time because of the Cat in the Hat.
That was an abomination against the Cat in the Hat,
Here
man.
we go.
The
We're
Cat in
gonna-
the Hat did not deserve that
We're going to
movie.
go with the classic cover. I don't know if you guys remember. Is this the cover that you guys had too?
No,
Yes,
I
yes.
was born.
Okay.
It was in the Westview Library.
All right.
I don't remember that
Yeah, that
one.
checks out.
I like Green Eggs and
160
Ham.
pages.
160
Whoa.
pages. That sounds about right. That's because that's like like not like baby's first novel, but like like a
Oh, it's a chapter book.
It's a beefy
Yeah.
one.
It's like a Boxcar children book or the,
Yeah.
the Hardy
Yeah.
Boys or whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, the Hardy Boys was
Yep.
sick.
Yep.
Sick.
Magic Treehouse, anyone?
Magic Treehouse was great. Big fan of those.
Encyclopedia Brown.
Animorphs.
Animorphs, yeah.
Lord of
I
the
brought
Rings.
up Animorphs and I got just blank stares. Like,
Dude.
I don't know what Animorphs is.
I've been slowly rereading them because I've been they're
Oh,
so hard to
yeah,
find.
you were telling me.
Yeah.
They're like so difficult to find the books.
The library is where, like, that's where I read all mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man. I'm sorry. That's a building where, like, there's just 1,000 books in there.
I've played
and,
D&D.
and you don't
Okay.
have to
All right.
buy them. You
Yeah,
can just
you just-
take them.
I've played Dungeons and Dragons. I know what a fucking library is.
Okay.
I've played a wizard. I've pretended to be in a lot of libraries, okay?
How is Milo?
on ice.
On ice.
On ice. Okay,
Yeah. I love that character.
it's a good character.
Yeah.
But then I guess if we'll do a short segment about Space Marine 2. Or
Yeah,
are
let's
we,
talk
out
about
of
Space
time?
Marine 2.
Yeah,
No, we
where are we
got,
at?
we got some time.
Yeah, a little
bit.
Well,
Go ahead.
StarCraft, if all the rumors are correct, was originally supposed to be a Warhammer RTS, and then Games Workshop pulled the license, and then that's why the Zerg look exactly like Tyranids.
They mention it briefly for that.
Okay.
Yeah, they were. What was it? I don't think it was Warcraft. They were, but that was one of their main competitors. Is
Yeah.
I forget what game it was, but they were talking about that. They were talking about EverQuest, obviously, whenever like they were talking about World of Warcraft and stuff. But it was funny and it was crazy because a lot of the E3 that they went to and stuff, and they were like putting their stuff up, and they put StarCraft out, which originally was called Purple Warcraft, and they remade the entire thing because people were making fun of it, and the people they were next to, it like they made something similar RTS wise, and it was like way better looking than Blizzard's game. So Blizzard took it back, scrapped it, redid everything, reworked all of it. And then they found out that the people next to them, it was all just CGI rendered, like, and they pretended to play the game, but none of it worked and stuff like
Wow.
that. So in some way, but like all that behind the scenes stuff is crazy because
Right.
it's like, they just put out good games, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, this is great. It's awesome and stuff like that. And then you start reading about like, oh, here's Blizzard North and here's Blizzard South, and they didn't get along. And then they had these people that were like really good developers, and then they hated that and they broke off and did their own thing. And it's just like, it's so fascinating. And you get lost in the names really quickly, but like it's such a weird, cool industry. But like, man, like can you imagine making a game that's like, you just get billions of dollars. And they're like, yeah, we normally just ship the game and that was it. And now it's like World of Warcraft and holy cow. Anyway, video
crazy.
games are hard.
Video
Can't
games are
imagine-
hard.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which this one took 13 years for this sequel to come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Space Marine 2,
Space Marine 2.
Warhammer 40K.
So, as like not you're not a dedicated Warhammer fan. So, how did you feel about the game?
Yes. I think it was a very there were cool things about it. I think a lot of the animations were pretty cool. But I felt like it was you could have put that out in 13 years ago.
Yeah.
And it would have probably played the same.
Roughly.
You know, I think that's my main, I guess, criticism, depending on how you want it. Like, if you're looking for like an old school game, I think it's fine. It's a B tier, good looking. I mean, it looks good, and I think that it's a proprietary engine. So, like, again, kudos to them that they got to look as good as it did. But like, I kept telling John, like, I really need to go back and play the first one, because I'm like, I really enjoyed the first one, and this one, I just like. I think Helldivers kind of ruined it for me, where I played a lot of Helldivers. I played a lot of like, I've been shooting bugs for a lot of time now between that and Gears and everything else.
Right.
Going to Warhammer and killing more bugs.
Yeah, a bit samey compared to what you've been playing. I got you.
I think it was that. I think the rewards were stingy. So I'm also coming off of like Diablo.
Right.
Again, killing more bugs, but also getting a ton of loot and getting like constantly
Progression.
You know, just stuff.
Yeah.
In this game, it was like, if you wanted a challenge and like, you know, play with Nate, and Nate likes to up the difficulty, which is fine. But I'd play with him and it'd be like, okay, like we play for like an hour, and if we die, you get nothing. Like, it sucks to suck. And then it's like, okay, well, that's just wasted. And then it's not even like you could like look cool or whatever. Like, you have to earn it. I get that. It's like a prestige. If you see someone in crazy armor, they've done some stuff. Doesn't feel super great.
No, because I mean, like the thing is, a lot of it, because like I just finished it like last week, right? And I was looking at a lot of the cosmetics for multiplayer because my friend Soren wanted to play, and I was like, oh yeah, hey, I'll you know, and it's fun, like it's definitely fun. But I was like, yeah, wow, a lot of this is just play like it's not even win a certain amount of games to unlock armor. It's just like play a certain amount of games to unlock, like, you know, this and that, you know, like the crest helm for the Ultramarines. And then as somebody who doesn't play Ultramarines, I'm like, I'm not interested in really any of these cosmetics, because that's not how my guys look whenever I build them. So that's like a thing. But I mean, like, killing the Swarmlord, like we got through that whole mission. We got to like that fight, and we had him to like a quarter, and then we killed him, and then it does like the regeneration, and we just all immediately died, and it's like, oh, yep, all right, we have to entirely restart the mission. So it can feel a bit punishing.
Yeah, I get it. It's they're using the same stuff that they did from the first game, and it's this third person action-y game, but like I think the controls never really clicked with me, and I think that Warhammer as a game, like it could just be like an XCOM game, or it could be an RTS, or it could be like, you could have a million other ones, and like they do. Like I played Mechanicus, and I thought Mechanicus was awesome, and interesting, and they still did some story stuff, but like, if you're going to be like kind of write this love letter to Warhammer, like I would love to just see, like, just make Warhammer a digital game, and like still make people buy the stuff, and like, but then you can go in and like digitally paint them. And for people who can't paint like as well as like you can, then it's like, cool, just click and pick your colors and do whatever you want. And like, you can go as in depth as you want. And like, you can like zoom in and see all the little details and stuff. Like, I think that there is plenty to do with that franchise. It's just, I think this game just feels dated, personally.
I know that they have just recently greenlit like a bunch of new games because like it's you know, because Games Workshop, who makes Warhammer, is like so incredibly stingy with their IP, like to the point where you can't play in tournaments if you're not if you don't buy the official plastic from them, you can't play in the tournaments. Like some people will, like a few of my guys have like 3D printed, just like not like full models, but like, you know, like Gribbly bits to, because some of the ones that they make for like my boys, the Alpha Legion, I just feel like are a little bit lackluster. And so granted, I don't play in like official Games Workshop tournaments. My local game shop is a lot more lax, but if I wanted to show up to like, you know, one of their 3 major events during the year, I just could not bring my army because of the fact that it has to be all official GW plastic. So like, that's like the level of like absolutely insane how they are about their IP. And then like the Horus Heresy, like I was mentioning with the books, they just relaunched that game system, and I was really excited because I was like, oh cool, for 9th edition, the 9th edition rule set for 40k had all of the like the tanks, right, that you can use for Horus Heresy. And so I was like, well, that's an easy justification. Instead of like fully getting into another game system, I can buy these, I'll be able to use them in 40k, and then whenever I eventually want to start doing like Horus Heresy matches, I can. And so I spend all this money, I buy all these things, and then 10th edition comes around. They're like, yep, those are Legends units. You cannot use them in match play at all. Thank you for spending $300 on 2 tanks. Good luck, buddy.
Feels scummy.
It does.
Yeah. I don't know.
Also, like, you know, they put out like balance updates for the competitive play all the time, and yet they ship like physical books.
Yep.
People have been complaining about that for years. They only like recently got like an app where you can get like up to date rules, but you know that's still like, you know, you buy your Space Marine Codex, and they have adjusted points. They've adjusted how some rules work, and the only way you can find that out is if you go and find either like the thing that they sell every year, the Munitorium Field Manual, or sometimes they release the rules for free, and you have to like download it and print it out, or you have to pay for their subscription for their app. So.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like Games Workshop is quite the entity to work with. It's just really just like this is a thing I've been doing. I mean, like John and I played in like middle school and high school, like
I
way
saw
back.
videos. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you show him our battle report?
Did I?
Oh, I don't know about battle report. You were taken like through like an army thing or whatever.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
But yeah, we've been playing for like a really long time, and it's like, you know, it's something I really enjoy doing. I think one of the fun things about it is like I can look at the models that I had whenever I was playing back whenever I was 12 and compare them to the ones that I brought here today to show you, and I can like see tangible evidence that I am significantly better at painting.
Sure.
And so like that's fun. You know, that's like that's a more tangible system of progression than like, you know, going from a silver 4 to silver 3 in League of Legends.
I don't know how we got a League of Legends shot in there, but I guess we did.
Yeah, shots fired.
Yeah. What do you think of the game, John?
Yeah, so I agree with everything Tyler said. I think it's a solid game, but I think the game is really for Warhammer fans. If you like Warhammer, I think you're going to like this game.
Agreed.
I think if you're not really into Warhammer or you're not familiar with it, I don't know if this game's going to be really for you, because the most enjoyment I got personally is just seeing, you know, the Space Marines and the Tyranids, and like you said, the animations are like the coolest part for sure. Like the executions are sick. I like the slow motion shots and stuff and all that cool stuff. And then the set pieces, like we were saying, like a lot of it in like the middle game or like when you're just kind of wandering around and exploring is pretty boring. But at the end of the game, when you're battling against the Chaos Marines, there's all this crazy battles going on in the background. Like that's when it's at its best, when there's great set pieces. Or like they're battling the Tyranids in the background and stuff. Like I wish there was more of that. I think what would help this game is if there was more factions to fight against. It would, because it just gets really samey with the Tyranids and stuff. I like fighting the Tyranids, like fighting swarms is always fun, but I just think having a little bit differential. Like I think I liked the orcs better in the first game, fighting the orcs. They're just a little more interesting.
More personality.
They have
more personality, and they're hilarious. And so like I wish maybe you could throw orcs in there too as like a callback and have I would love it if it was kind of like a Mass Effect 3 style where you're fighting against Cerberus and then you're fighting against the Geth and then you're fighting against the collectors or whatever. Just keeping it fresh, your different strategies for different enemies and stuff. So but yeah, I think pretty much Tyler and I are in sync with the feelings of it. Like the progression didn't feel very good. I think like the armor and stuff's cool. I like the classes, which I think is interesting. The guns, this was something weird too. Like so many guns that just are pretty much called the same thing, dude. Like it's hard to keep track of what gun's what.
Because you've got like your Stalker bolt rifle, your Stalker bolt
They're all
carbine,
everything.
Yeah.
And it's like, I know what the sniper
if you're
is.
into the
but
game and you understand it or whatever, like sure, that's fine.
It's been a long time since I played. When I played, there were not this many guns. Like there was like a Melta and a Bolter.
But then there's multiple versions of the Melta. There's like the heavy one. And the
So that was kind of. I think they could have done a better job of like maybe categorizing it or using a color coordinated system or something. Like even if you're not going to change the name of it, do some sort of indication so you're like, oh, I remember like the blue one.
Yep.
Right. Or
even
something.
if it's like this, like, okay, this is my secondary or this is my primary. This is my, like, I don't know.
Yeah. So, I think the story was like, I did not remember the first story like at all. So I was like, I don't remember. I thought I did, but I guess I didn't. I don't know. I wasn't super attached to what was going on. Like Tyler's saying, it's pretty. There's a tone to 40K.
Yep.
Sure.
Very serious and
Yep.
stout,
Grimdark.
grim and dark, and I think they nailed that. And like, you know, I'm into that. But in terms of like, was it like the most compelling narrative? Not for me, because like I've been out of it for a little bit, so I'm like not familiar with these characters and stuff. So I'm like,
It's hard not to
who are these
compare it
people?
to
And
Gears.
Like it's very Gears-esque.
They're all
Yeah.
big dudes.
Yeah.
You have the white guy, you have the
Yeah.
black guy, and you have the Asian guy or the blonde guy or whatever,
Yeah.
you know. And it's just like, okay, so when you draw these comparisons, and it's just like Gears was very similar and like dark and gritty or whatever, but it's like they just had so much more personality and just better acting and better voice acting and stuff. And it's
not
just
having
like,
Coltrane hurts, dude.
yeah. Well, even Marcus, like with what's his name?
Bard.
What?
Dominic? Dom?
No, the voice actor for Marcus
Oh.
Phoenix.
I don't know.
I can't think of his name. He does like Adventure Time and stuff like that. But
Okay.
he
Wait, like John DiMaggio?
yeah, it's not
That's-
not Adventure Time.
No, he was Jake the dog, and
Was he?
Yeah,
Okay.
and then he was like
Yeah.
Bender in Futurama.
Yeah, so that's Marcus Phoenix.
Oh, really?
But like that's I mean, check me on that.
I'm
I'm
like-
99%
No,
sure.
because I'm like I can hear it.
If
so
it's
like,
if it's who I'm thinking of, that's 100% him.
okay.
But
Yeah, Marcus is great.
But he's like
Yeah.
he's a good
is John
voice actor.
DiMaggio.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a good
yeah.
voice
Right,
actor.
right,
He's really
right.
good. So it's like it's tough to.
I don't
like,
think the voice acting was bad. I just
Yeah.
think it's
I think the
that's
actors,
the tone of 40K.
But the actors they picked, and like maybe this is just a me thing, but it's like they all sounded the same. Like it doesn't matter your race, doesn't matter your. It's just like they're all the same voice actor,
And
aside from the Scottish guy who has red hair.
yeah, Atron. No, but like to speak to that. So first, it's like to avoid going into a tangent, but I'm just gonna flat say I generally don't like this like with animated movies and video games how like they're just bringing in like normal actors. I think there is like something to be said for bringing in voice actors.
Oh, I 100% agree with that
Yeah,
take.
but
That's a good
with-
take.
Yeah, but without elaborating too much on that, I think it's really the tone of 40K does not lend itself well to good character development. With Space Marines specifically, because you're talking about how they all sound the same and look the same. That's by design because they all have the gene seed of their Primarch Rabute Gilliman. So like they're intended to be similar. And you're exactly right. Like that's, if that is your intention from the start, that does not necessarily make like the most memorable characters. Right. And like even in the books, like some of the ones that people always recommend are like Eisenhorn, Gaunt's Ghosts, and that's like about like normal humans in this setting, which I think is a much more compelling story to look at. I think my favorite book is it's an Alpha Legion centered one, which is the one that I play for Chaos Space Marines. But the main characters of the book are just the cultists and the agents of the Alpha Legion. You don't actually deal with the Space Marines of the Alpha Legion for more than like 5 or 6 chapters of the book. And they're like secondary characters at that because Space Marines are not the most compelling people if you want good narrative, but they are fantastic if you just want to squash bugs and swing a hammer.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And I think that's
Like I think the
Those are the best
action
parts.
is like cool.
Yeah. Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
it's fine.
I'm glad I played the game. Like I had a good
Yeah.
time with it.
Yeah.
It's just I think I like the first one better. I remember having a really great experience with the first one. Like we would play online and
So, I mean, how many hours?
a lot. And I didn't get the same feeling with this. So I'm not sure what really was missing.
It was a lot of design questions.
I think
that I
dated
had.
is a good way to
like
put
it's
it.
just like
It didn't evolve enough where it needs to be after how many years? 13
it went
years or
back.
whatever.
Like the other games solved it for them,
Yeah,
and I
right.
think that's part of it. Where it's
Yeah.
just like, okay, like why do I have to join this? And like I know I'm a big stickler on like UI and how this stuff goes, but it's like, why do you have 12 different currencies? Like if it's not to just monetize down the road or to do something scummy that way, like it's hard for me to understand. Like, okay, so I got this, but then there's this currency to do this thing, and then this, and it's just like,
right.
what is going on?
Yeah.
And again, I think a lot of it does come down to I just played Helldivers, and Helldivers honestly is more fun when it comes to just like the gameplay of killing bugs. You have a lot more freedom. You can jump, you can dive, you can do all this other stuff.
Yep.
This is literally like your boots can't leave the ground.
Unless you're
And-
wearing a jetpack.
Sure, but then
love
they
the
take it away
jetpack.
from you. It's
jetpack's
like
a lot of
the
fun.
moment
Yeah.
you get it, it's like, this is sick. This is
Yeah,
great.
and
Yeah.
then you're
And then it's
taken
like,
away.
okay, no, you gotta go back to this one now.
Yeah.
Like you
Yep.
can't
Yeah.
play your character, can't do that. And I get it. It's like from the story, you have to be like
Yeah.
accurate armor, but it's like part of it's customization. Like that's the whole fun
Yeah.
thing.
That's a thing you can directly blame Games Workshop for. They're
Yeah.
like, you know, they're
Sure.
because like the Chaos Space Marines. I mean, like I showed you them. Like they look all those models I brought today look wildly different, and they locked every class to a single faction within the thing. And they're like, no, we don't want Chaos Space Marine customization. And I'm like, but why? There are so many, like the sprues that they come on are just so chock full of little bits and gribblies that like to customize your characters the way you want. I don't understand why they didn't allow that for it, other than like their anti-chaos bias.
What's the closest thing to Space Marine? Like if because like the thing that I always say is you're gonna have a property that people are so precious on that are just like, no, this is hardcore. You don't get it. This is what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
And then someone else is gonna come along and they're gonna make it the same thing, but it's going to be arcade. It's going to be for the masses. And it's like, no, this is PUBG. This is hardcore, blah, blah, blah. And then Fortnite comes out and says, all right, well, we're going to have Ariana Grande and we're just going to do crazy dances and we're going to make billions upon billions and billions of dollars. So it's like, what's the next thing on Space Marine?
I don't think it's the same thing, just because I think Games Workshop's much more established than PUBG was.
Sure.
Like I think the Battle Royale scene was much more up for grabs at that point, but like in terms of like tabletop,
GW
games are
like 85.
Well, I guess let me
like they have the market on super futuristic, gritty.
Well, let
religious
me
horror
rephrase it. Has anyone tried? Like,
force.
what's the closest? Like, you know, are they just unchallenged in that space?
I'll be honest.
Or
I
is it
think.
like,
are you talking like on the tabletop or because
yeah,
like just
from
like
IPs in general?
same rough
Because
idea.
honestly, I feel like you keep mentioning Helldivers, and I'm
Yeah.
like, Helldivers is a lot like it's the same general thing. Humanity, oorah, you know, like humanity.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
is
they don't have
the-
a tabletop. I'm talking like if somebody was like, hey, you know, what was the company?
Games Workshop.
Games Workshop is just too strict with this type of thing.
Yeah.
Like, how much of that can somebody come in and be like, all right, well, we're a new tabletop. You know, like it's just like they just own tabletop.
80% of the market share, I want to say.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like there are so like even like to the point where like you know Games Workshop has expanded into like less formats of like you know we each throw 2,000 points on the table. Like they made Kill Team, which is like you know you get like a single squad of like 5 to 10 guys and it's like a skirmish combat. And they went into that space to compete because that was like really the only space that they weren't dominating. And like I still think they've done like a good job of incorporating it into like the main thing, but like you know I go to Fabricators Forge nearby, and the other big nights that are not Warhammer are BattleTech and Marvel Crisis Protocol, and then sometimes like Star Wars Armada.
Okay, that's when we played Star Wars Armada. Or no, we played Star Wars X-Wing something.
X-Wing.
Yeah, but it's like the
Same
tabletop
thing.
one.
We
Yeah.
played
Yeah.
a board game.
Well, that's
my favorite.
different. I actually enjoyed the X-Wing.
I don't know if I played X-Wing with you.
We played it incorrectly, so it doesn't really matter. But like,
It was the best though.
yeah, well,
Yeah, I mean like BattleTech. So like I don't know if you remember like the Mech Warrior, Mech Assault games.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
like that type of thing. And then Marvel Crisis Protocol is like again like it's skirmish combat. You make a little team of like you know like the other night I was playing and there was like this guy was playing like Spider-Man themed versus X-Men themed like against each other to complete an
so
objective.
they basically they can do whatever they want because
Yeah,
it's just they're
'cause
so
there's-
big. They
Oh,
can't.
they
dude,
also-
you don't get away with that if
Yeah.
you don't own the market.
Well, that's what I mean. Like,
Well, then they
that's-
also have fantasy because like they have Age of like they just recently I want to say when I say recent I mean like within the last 5 years rebooted Warhammer Fantasy into Age of Sigmar because it was like so low selling like the fantasy aspect of it. And then like with Total War Warhammer 1, Warhammer 2 has like greatly increased the popularity of that to the point where like there are actual like Age of Sigmar nights now instead of like because I don't ever remember seeing that other than like in the display cases at Legions, you know, like I never saw people playing that.
So you're talking
That's
like
a
actual physical stuff.
Yeah,
hobby
it's
store,
becomes
by the way.
popular because of the digital and
I think so.
they
I
came
mean,
with,
like,
yeah.
they said the reason that they canceled Warhammer Fantasy, which is what it used to be called, and because they just rebooted the setting, was because the like any individual Space Marine box was outselling entire factions. Like
Yeah,
like a
that's wild.
single model kit, like just the Assault Marines for the Space Marines were selling more than the entire Orc faction in Warhammer Fantasy. So then they've rebooted it. They've made a bunch of the models look a lot nicer. They've added new factions, and like it is like appealing, but it's just like at this point I'm like I already play 3 armies. I play Black Templars, I play Alpha Legion, I play Chaos Knights, and so I'm like I'm already have like a pile of plastic a mile high that I haven't even touched. Like it's just my backlog of stuff to get to. That like even though it's appealing, I don't have the time or the money for it.
Yep, no, that's fair. And I guess once you're in for that kind of money because it's obviously very expensive. So it's like, who's willing to part with that?
Yeah, because then that's the other thing is I'm like, okay, so I've spent, like I said, like $80 on a single tank.
Well, I mean, that's part of it too. With like, you know, like
tank.
5th edition is out, like, so it's like, okay, like you get into this, you play this for years and years and years. 6th edition comes out, and then it's like,
wasn't this supposed to be like 5.5? Is what they're calling it?
yeah,
No, they call it
just republishing
2024
it.
rule
Yeah.
set.
Right.
And
But
2014
but they
rule set.
said 6th edition is being worked, like it's being worked on. It's coming.
It's not coming anytime soon.
No.
No, right, but eventually 6th edition will come, and by that point, it's like, okay, well, like,
And we become the old people who play the old editions.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, we're
cling on to the
hundreds of
past.
dollars in to this
Minis,
current thing.
books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just even trying to think, like, because I mean, I guess I didn't play 4th edition, but like, I don't know what the change from 4th to 5th edition was, but I mean, like, we started playing the year 5th edition came out.
Yep.
So I'm
Yep.
like, I literally can't imagine playing another system. Like, I've tried other systems. I tried Pathfinder, and I was like, this is maybe a little bit
Well, that was
too
like
crunchy.
a 3rd edition spin-off. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Tried the Cyberpunk 2070 set, or Cyberpunk Red was like the tabletop version, and that was fun, but it was just like another D6 game. And I'm like, if I'm gonna play a D6 game, I'm gonna play Warhammer. You know,
That's fair. Yeah, Nate showed us some D6 stuff with like Persona, and like I get it. I just like D6 to me is like that's for people who don't play.
Yeah.
like D&D. Like that was my initial impression. Is like it's cool. Like I like the idea, and it's good for like role playing, and there are a lot of benefits to it. But I think for people that are like D&D players or veterans, they enjoy playing that. It was like. Okay, like you could just play D&D at that point. Like I think people can still get the same gist of it.
Think about how much homebrew and things there are to like just shove things into 5th edition. I mean, like Star Wars 5e is like a whole thing where somebody like redid basically the same classes so you could play like in space. You know?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's cool. It's crazy. I mean, like no wonder they can just get away with doing whatever they want. But
Yeah.
they're pretty generous with the digital side, but I guess that just makes them money, so they'll just license to anyone on that regard, I guess. But it's crazy.
I mean, like I don't know how many ads you see for Warhammer Tacticus, because I swear that's like all I ever see on like Reddit and TikTok.
Mechanicus is the only one. That's the mobile game. Yeah, I see that all the time. Mechanicus is the only one I played Warhammer wise that I was like, this is very interesting. I think the story is really good. I think it's just a good XCOM like game.
Are you gonna play Mechanicus too?
Yeah, probably. I'm sure I'll get it, but like Warhammer, it's just like it's so daunting.
Yeah,
it's like either I'm in or like it's never gonna be
right. Well, I think about whenever Nate was like, "Hey, I want to play Space Marine 2. Can you give me like a quick like rundown of how Warhammer is?" And I'm like, I sent him a fucking essay.
Yeah,
because I'm like, here's the basic knowledge to understand vaguely what's going on in the world.
My brother-in-law really likes Warhammer, and he was the one that actually was talking about the Mechanicus stuff, and I was like, oh, there's a game called that, so I'll try. And I was like, oh, okay. But like, if it wasn't for him, like giving me kind of like a quick understanding, I would have went in there and been like, wait, what?
Yeah,
like you have to have some knowledge going into these things to get any semblance of
like how many clips of streamers who've like never touched Warhammer, or like they see the cherubs flying around like
little babies,
and they're like, what the fuck is what is going on? And I'm
and then all the news game news outlets are like, those are actually like, and they'll try to like give you like an example of like, these aren't actually babies.
Yeah,
like,
and it's the thing is I'm just like, oh yeah, cherubs, whatever.
Yeah,
because I've been in it forever.
Yeah, and like that's cool. Like, you know, like I don't know. I would love to see someone make a proper, but that's the thing is like I'm sure there's a million tabletop games that are very similar, and it's just like you just don't get traction. Like I don't know how to break that ceiling.
Yeah,
it's hard.
Yeah. So what would you? So rating wise, I
said like an 80.
Yeah, I
like
said 76.
Like an 8 out of 10.
So 76 is a silver. It's the lowest silver you can get personally, because I am not like super into Warhammer.
Right.
The reason why I think it deserves a silver is because obviously it is pretty faithful to a lot of that stuff.
Well,
so
I was gonna say I don't remember what the numbers were, but my rating was strong silver.
So it'd be
like 84
between
to 85.
anything under an 86.
Yeah, I was like strong silver, weak gold personally.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it gets an 80. I think there's fun to be had. I'm into Warhammer, or was, so like I enjoy that.
I can meet you at an 80. That's fine.
What?
I can meet you at an 80. Like it's
well,
okay.
I just think it's always cool because like when you're playing the tabletop game, you're like, man, what would this look like if you played it out? And like you get a lot of that with the Warhammer games, right? Which
Just
is
fantasy.
different than a Tacticus or a like Dawn of War or something, where it's like more better graphics and more like in battle.
I think
further
there's
away.
like a middle ground, and I think we talked about this. Where it's like you could have something where it's like you set everything up and you do it, and then it basically just animates.
You
and
need
plays
you
for
need a
and
Battlefield
do it.
Space Marine or something. That'd be sick.
That would be-
Tabletop Simulator. If you're at all interested, because there's the smallest game format that you can do for Warhammer is called Combat Patrol, and so there is like all the armies made in Combat Patrol on
Tabletop
Simulator. So like I've played like a few games of that where it's just like, you know, it's not like you don't get to customize. It's like, here are your units that you get, and then you play a small game.
Yeah.
So like that's pretty fun. That might be like something that would be like more up your alley, it sounds, but you know, still.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the tactical, I think, more, and I think Space Marine just turned into like ruining my mouse basically.
Yeah,
just the way they had the control side is like it was just like I was just
that's why I played on
jamming
controller
on stuff. Yeah,
Okay.
like
good call.
towards like the last act, I tweaked my controls and my muscle memory was reset. Where I'm like, okay, this actually
Feels
starting
better.
to feel better, and it's just like I don't know. It was fine. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm cool with like 80, 81.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, I think that's all we got.
Still got to play
Yeah?
with my cousin. I feel real bad.
You gotta-
I wanna play with
Justin?
him. I'm curious on
Yeah.
what he thinks of it.
Yeah, I would be too.
Could do a couple missions or something. But-
Well, I still have to play with Josh. Josh has been too busy to play.
Yeah. We all said we were going to play with each other, and then we never did.
Dude, Penny completely changed her sleep schedule. Where it's like, oh, she'll just go upstairs and nap, and I'll be able to play games. And then the moment Warhammer came, I think honestly, like that week, she like completely changed, and now it's just like, nope, I'm holding her till 10 o'clock, and then she's out, and then I'm out.
Yeah. Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Well, there it is. Hefty episode.
Hefty episode.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on, Calvin.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Happy birthday again.
Thank you.
It's a good conversation. Check us out, couchcompany.games. Got the top 5s on there. New top 5 on the list after like a million years.
Yeah.
Say like 10 months is what I think.
Sure.
We did one this year.
Did we?
Yes.
All right.
Our ratings are on there as well. So check out our other games and then all of our podcasts. And yeah, we're going to be here. Same time, same place next week. Thanks for joining us on the couch. Peace.